And welcome everybody, or who might be there at this moment. I'm just putting stuffs. Alrighty. And hello everybody. And despite it saying that it's fixed right there, fixed there. I couldn't find the original Photoshop file. I forgot it at the last moment, and I couldn't find the original file. I blame not labeling my files properly. There's a pro tip. Make sure you label your files properly, guys. So we are back. We had mentioned last week would be the shopping episode, but no. It would seem that today is the official Black Friday themed day, but who knows? Maybe every day is like Halloween here. I just don't want to go with that. So let us go without further introduction. It is Book 2, Chapter 10. I'm not reading the recap, but what you should know is there's a lot of explosions, and the nicey nice elves were not so nicey nice, apparently, or at least they didn't feel so, and they kind of took off into the streets with 30 Warforged as their conglomerate. And even though they had some of their money translated, they no longer have a huge chest of money. They can actually carry all their wealth on them. Converted to diamond pieces. 1 diamond piece is a currency they use because they deal with large currencies at times. That should be a thing. 1 diamond piece is equal to 100 gold pieces. So these guys have actually gotten a lot lighter stuff going on. And they are on a giant floating rock in space called the port of Baraxa, which they've now escaped from the Elven Embassy, which was on the upside down of the gravity plane, and they escape up, briefly experiencing a little bit of 0G as they kind of flip around in the gravity plane up and out the tower and into the streets of Baraxa. What? Good job, Sheila Bobby. She just survived, and it's like, you always lead me to death. Oh, you know why? I blame Puma's not here right now. The shin guards have been... Sheila Bobby now has taken her shin guards off, so she's got more strength in her legs to just kick and smash.
I was allowed to take back my shin kicking ability.
See, Vit leads me to death even when he survives.
Oh, you're muted still. I'm muted.
I'm
I can read that. I can read those lips.
Experience because Puma always gets to it before I do because I'm actually, doing something.
All right, guys. So you guys escape the gates of the Elven Embassy, which looks everything Elven. It's carved out of stone, but it's got leaf patterns. It's got stone tree shapes, and there's a lot of trees and bushes, and it's got a nice pearly gates, almost, giant pearly gates almost around the front of this embassy. I mean, they probably have a cantrip on it so shit doesn't actually stick to the walls. And you get outside that gate as you see a cacophony of visual stimuli. Effectively, yes.
I want to ask the hobgoblin with us, what type of price range am I looking at for ships?
Holy shit, they're expensive.
We're stealing a ship.
We're not stealing a ship.
Save money. No, we're buying all the things.
We are not stealing a ship.
We are not stealing
We're
a
money for shopping.
We are not stealing a ship.
Whatever. We're gonna steal a ship.
No, we're not.
He tells you ships themselves may be somewhat cheap, but it's the engines and their mystical capabilities that can run you up. A minor engine of simple design, which doesn't get as good speeds as a greater engine. A minor one can be 250 250,000 gold.
So we're still in an engine.
That's the engine. But you have
But
got
we
that
have
on your
an
back.
engine.
Exactly. So that will cut the price down because you'd be looking at a quarter to $500,000 gold for the
Right, but
engine.
how long can I be the engine without there being problems?
Long enough to get on a way line. Hopefully.
I don't. I don't know.
I don't think any of us can answer that for you.
Nope.
Well, I was hoping you could.
Nope.
Yeah.
I know things, but I don't know that things.
Well, we need some sort of backup in case,
Well,
fuck, we're stealing a ship.
quarter a million gold.
We don't have that much. Unless someone didn't split the money up evenly.
Nope.
We don't
I
have
just pressed that button. Beep. Everyone got their money.
And we don't have that much.
We don't have anywhere near that much.
Actually, we have close to we're close to about
We have shit we
100,000.
can sell, though.
It's already been sold.
No, he sold it for us and split up the money.
Except there's still a gilded, golded bird cage.
No, that's mine.
That's what I'm saying. I may have
There's a
sold
reason why
it.
it wasn't sold.
You may have sold it, but it may not be in that list, and you might actually have coin value for it. But somehow, I'll blame Igor. Igor got your cage back after it was sold.
Thank you, Igor. Fuck yeah, he did.
Oh, hold on.
You know what I
He's
went to
cleaning the
get that
blood off the side there. By the way, the hobgoblin's name is Rukus.
I love it.
Rukos.
It's a friend now.
The hobgoblin, yeah.
But he's not my friend. He's someone else's.
Can he be my friend?
Yeah, sure.
Be everybody's friend. I don't own him.
I don't know.
Sock?
That's not how friendship works. As hard as it may be to believe, friendship doesn't mean you can only be friends.
But like I
with
said,
one person.
Ruckus is like, he's got that weather. He's got a sailor's weathered face. His skin is like the ruddy.
So what you're saying
red.
is he's salty.
Yep, he's got a red. He's got like red, like deep crimson for his skin because he's a hobgoblin. He's got the ears that kind of pop up to the side, and he's got a little bit of the tusks and all that stuff. But he's got a little bit of an age thing to him.
I want to
Darker.
hug him.
Oh, okay, hugs. Alrighty. So, but as for ships, the Empire provide the Khanate kind of has always provided for him. So he's never had to buy. He knows about engines and stuff because he's had to have them replaced, and their loot. They're easier to loot the engine sometimes than the ship. So you're boarding the ship before it's breaking apart in orbit, and you take the helm as it's the biggest coin right there. But you never get full face value for it, even though you know it's worth. So sometimes it's just worth keeping as a backup, unless you've got an artifact on your back like that. Which I think we should keep on the lowdown. Just going to say,
Well, it only has your engine only has to last long enough to get us on a way line. So.
Yep. Then it's kind of the line itself. Oh, and it is going to be needed to get off the way line, or to compensate if you're pulled into an eddy. It's a swirl where you're stuck. It's like if you have, it's a spot where the way line might get caught on something, and it's just swirling around, and you can be stuck there for infinity.
That sounds terrifying.
And there's ghost
like to
ships
not
that
do that.
exist in the eddies because they're ships that did not get out, and they're literally haunting these eddies.
I bet we could find an amazing engine in there.
I bet we could probably tell.
There's actually a lot of old ships and everything in those eddies, but to find them and to know them and map them, if they'd be mapped, they've already been looted.
You guys, let's forget about going home. Let's find a map for these eddies so we can go treasure hunting.
You know what? This is coming to the end, and book 3 where's it going, right? So it's like, I think book 3 is going to be entitled, what are they doing now?
World. Fuck going home. Them people can handle themselves. Let's go treasure.
Technically, we already saved the world.
We're
Yeah,
treasure
technically,
hunters
we
now.
already saved them.
Kinda. I
Wait.
guess we've done
Oh
that.
wait, no, they took the egg thing off. Okay. For a second there, I thought the egg thing was still on the.
It's not near our planet. That's all that matters. But like, who do we have to
The Elven Embassy's got it safely stowed away.
For a second, I thought it was still on the ship when we caused the ship to explode.
That would have had detrimental effects. I like the mug. I like the coffee mug. That's the best coffee mug ever.
Alright, so we're entering this place and we are assaulted by lights.
Yes, so you are getting back into this. Yes, a cacophony of different messes of stuff. Like, you have buildings that are carved from the stone that's here. You've got some people that have taken the stone and tried to bring up their culture's feel for the building they created. So you've got some Greek or Japanese, or like, I'm just using our cultures as references. You've got Nordic. You've got all these different cultural things all mix-matched together. You literally see one that's the upside-down keel of a boat that's held down in place with other bits and pieces and made into a wooden type of a house. You see some are stacked on top of others and look like they shouldn't belong, and there's like support poles to, like they might tier over top of the street, and you've got the support beams for it. You have got little wooden planks across the rooftops of some of these places, and even ropes. So it looks like there's a whole, like you can see somebody crouched up there running on the planks across the top of these buildings. As if you're claustrophobic, there's lots of people here, but the people themselves are an exotic match. You've got humans, but you've got some humans whose skin colors are yellows. You've got browns. You've got, sorry, what I meant that is like earth tone, like the earth and all that. You've got crimson. You've got blue skin tone. You've got different skin tones. You've got elves that have webbing on their fingers, and their ears and all that stuff kind of look. Their skin looks more like an amphibian. You have insects. You have something that has got like a head of like 2 faceted eyes, mandible, like the antenna and mandibles. It's got upper arms with like clicky hands and all that stuff. He's got 2 sets of hands on him. Then his body goes into a centipede. And he's got backpacks and gear, and he's like reaching back, grabbing stuff off, trying to sell people trinkets and all that stuff as that kind of thing walks around. You've got something that has an upper torso like a dragonborn, but its lower torso with armor or leather or clothing is almost like a rhino. So, and it's got a tail, like a dinosaur tail out the back, as it looks like a centaur, but it looks like some sort of draconic-based centaur. You see a goat-faced individual, shorter. They've got satyr-like feet and arms and all that. You see individuals, their clothing of several different styles. You see an 8-foot-tall and almost 6-foot-wide, stocky individual with a hippo's head and a Victorian officer's uniform on. You also see a lot of races that your players might be familiar with from the player's book. Like you've got you've got some of the half giants, you've got some kobolds, you've got some lizard men, you've got some dragonborn, you've got tieflings, and you got a few other things. They're just here, all walking around. Some of them with their own guards. You notice that there's one thing that looks very demonic in nature. It looks like your stereotypical demon, just got wings and everything, and it's walking through this area as well. So anything.
You?
Hey, Puma. So yeah. So this is where you're basically to describe the fact you're in an alien place would be too alien to say, really. So, and that's probably why you're all stopped there. Meanwhile, the Warforge army kind of clusters around you guys, but you do see clusters of different races, like clusters of goblins, clusters of orcs, of a couple dozen or so in nature that seem to walk around in packs and groups. but they do narrow down to let people down some of these, and they're mostly on the bigger streets. So it looks like a whole ship's crew might be getting off, and they're all going off into the streets to buy stuff or whatever. So they're not escorting you like these guys might be. But the size of people in clusters is not that thing, and a lot of the streets are big and open, and some of the narrow ones are clearly narrow, and you wouldn't feel too safe walking through those by yourself. But not that much room for an entire army of warforges to follow you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Technically, I have a question that I'm going to ask Wind, and then we can go from there. Do you think we need to still have Pie be touching people with lavender oil?
That's a good plan. Let's do that.
Okay, because that way it's going throughout the entire city. We are
Yeah.
masking
And for those that are
everything.
doing it, there was a Tabaxi. You know what I wanted to say. I changed it in my head. Tabaxi that got Wynn's scent last game, and the lavender oil is a way to hide that scent. And now everyone smells like Morgan.
The entire city is going to be super relaxed.
You're welcome.
But
welcome.
yeah, I'm just gonna have Pie.
Yep.
Like, I'll put the lavender oil on Pie's little paws, and just have him touch people's shoes. Like, just run,
Yep.
touch people's shoes, and then that way it's spreading,
Yep.
and he's not really in danger.
And you also notice there's also little critters around too. You see a couple of monkeys on people's shoulders or flipping around. You see imps, like little imps with little bat wings and stuff like that. You see one person that's got a big, thick white beard, and he's got this small little dragon sitting on his shoulder with butterfly wings on it.
It's a pseudo dragon.
I want a freaking dragon. I'm rich. Where can I buy a freaking dragon?
I thought we needed to look for a ship.
I know! We need to look for... I want a dragon! He's got a dragon! I want a dragon! All right, Khaleesi, shut up. You don't have your dragons. All right?
Ship first, shopping second.
At this point, you've got all different signs. A lot of them in common. A lot of them are pictogram images and stuff like that. And as soon as you guys are out from the embassy, you see this one little gnome come up to you. He's got a nice bellows nose that looks like he's a drinker because he's got those little veinings on his nose. He's got a ruddy red to his cheeks, and he's got his hair brown, slicked either side, like waxed, almost like his little mustache under his beard, same wax curl. And he is in rough leathers with lots of pouches, and he just pauses and looks to you guys and says, "Welcome! Do you need a guide?"
Are you my friend?
Depends on the fee.
He tells you. He just says, he just asks for gold. And he will help guide you. Five destinations personally picked out by your interests for 1 gold. And how to get there safely.
Oh, is he a tour guide?
Oh, you're not gonna lead us there?
Oh,
You're just
I'll
gonna
lead you
tell
there
us-
if you want, but that's extra.
Are you
No,
also
go away.
bartering to get us the best deal?
Go away.
What? He looks to the rest of you guys. I see your point.
Can I just pick him up?
You should get your mechanication under control here, guys.
He's,
No, he's under.
he's a free mechanication.
I make my own decisions. Thank you very much.
Well, does he
That's what I
speak for
just
all
said,
of you?
Mechanication.
Mechanication.
I speak for me.
What about the rest of you? 1 gold, 5 locations.
Travel together.
Does this guy look trustworthy?
Oh, he looks about as
Really
trustworthy as a gnome with a waxed mustache and slicked hair parted with a beautiful smile. Ding.
So what you're saying
Oh,
is
so we can sell him a mosaic.
Mosaic? Do you say that? Yep, mosaic? Well, but I might be interested in shiny stuff.
I will get my 2 mosaics out. So you have a landscape, a mountain
The
landscape.
hustler. That's what we do.
And the galaxy one.
Ooh. You know what? He looks at the galaxy one and like, but he sees the landscape one. Ooh. You know, out here, everybody does stars and stuff. It's like the first thing they see. But that landscape, that is, you are an artist, my lady.
Famous
Is that your trash panda?
Yes.
Kind of shifts his foot a bit. Ooh, Pi, like, oh, so sorry, didn't mean to bump into you.
I'm pretty sure I picked him up.
Did you actually go to pick him up?
Yes.
He would do a reflex to avoid you picking him up because he's a very spry, small thing, and you literally have to bend down twice over again to reach him. Because how tall are you? He is an amazing 3 foot.
I'm 6 foot. Hey, wait a second. How come I failed this adventure when the rift was in my car?
You had more personal attachment to the car.
See, what happened here was...
Wait, you've seen Army of Darkness, right? You and your car have disappeared, and you got your own mini-movie now.
See, to kill the ghost, we had to send your car to another dimension.
And you just happen to still be in the car.
So we sent you to another dimension.
That's unfortunate.
And Puma didn't want to live without you, so he stayed with you in the car.
That's really unfortunate.
Like a Wayne's World moment. You know what I'm saying?
Or he was stuck in a seatbelt somehow.
Either way, it's really unfortunate. I don't think I care about my
Still
car.
have your car.
So
I don't think I care about my car that.
He does try to avoid you if you are actually trying to grab him.
Yes.
He does not like being grabbed, especially by giant.
I'm gonna pick him up.
All right.
Why we've been here for 5 minutes.
I know. And what was my quote on? Did you see what I tweeted?
I did.
Lug nut. Do, 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 do.
I did not see what you tweeted.
Try not to get in trouble.
Yeah. He said can fit rabbit.
You literally said, what kind of trouble are we gonna get in while they shop?
You grab him. You rolled a 1.
Started shopping yet?
Yeah, you're able to grab him. He geeked when he zigged when he should have zagged, as he rolled a 1. So he's like estimating where you are, and he goes oh no! You know what it is?
And embraced you by accident.
He trips a little bit. Pi quickly goes, whoa! You know that cat that almost gets stepped on?
How does he have a -5 on his?
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. It should have been a +5. I pressed the wrong button, but he rolled a 1. But it was still a 1. So.
True. I was just trying to figure out.
Yeah, I pressed the wrong button.
How this tiny person was so lacking in agility.
Yeah.
I think you have to have 0 dexterity for you to.
You can have up to a 1.
But
do I still show him my mosaics though?
Oh yeah, you're pulling.
I'm lifting him up so you can see your mosaic.
At this point, he tells you to please put him down. If I were to get a can opener every time I saw one of you guys and tried to peel your face off, how would you feel?
I would like it very much because
there we go.
your can
sure how those two things correlate.
They're both
I'm not
annoying.
trying to harm you. I'm just trying to pick you up so that if we decide to pay you, you're not going to run away with our coin.
Well, I can't even get the coin if you're grabbing me. At this point, you just see this lumbering kind of oaf of an individual, about 7.5 feet tall. Kind of looks like an ogre a little bit. He's got like a leather vest on, a beautiful beer belly that seems to have a world tattooed on it. And as he moves, the continents shift a little bit. And he's got a pair of drawstring pants with no things on, and he's got a giant club that looks like it was part of a ship that's now his club. And he kind of looks around, and you see the little gnome. No, I got this. You heard it, little man. I got this.
I'm not hurting him. I'm just making
Can you
sure he's
put me
not going to
down,
run away if
please?
we pay him.
I don't want your gears to seize up on me. Could you please put me down?
I don't think my gears are going to seize up.
Is that a threat?
I mean, his gears haven't seized up in what, 300
I was
years,
asleep for
400
300 years. I think I'm perfect.
You're fine. I think you're fine.
Could you please put me down?
Are you going to run away if we pay you?
You know what? Sometimes some people's money aren't just worth it. You're a very rude and uncouth individual, with no sense of manners and probably a low charisma.
I mean, to be fair, I have been asleep for 300 years.
And I'm sure this was the biggest trend. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Let me pick you up off the ground for a second so we can talk. But nowadays, it's not that cool.
You expect me to sit here and go like this and look down at you?
Yeah, it's called the disadvantage of being tall. I don't see being short as a disadvantage, you see. I see everyone else at a disadvantage because they're tall.
Would you like to know what the disadvantage here is? He actually picked you up, and you can't do anything about it, apparently.
He's got a good grip. See the finger? It's kind of going through the leather of the strap. Really good grip there. I wiggled 3 or 4 times. I can't get out of that. It is a good grip. I will not deny the man has a good grip. But I am not a weapon to be wielded by this individual, who seems to have a bunch of them on his back. But, could you please put me down? Please.
I'm going to just look at Wind.
Are you going to put him down?
Fine.
Besides, you got a tabaxi in the group, as if I could outrun one of them.
I mean,
He
you
moves
couldn't
faster
outrun
than
me.
Actually, no.
No. Yeah.
I move faster than you now.
Yeah, you do, but
Sorry,
I doubt this little thing can run faster than me.
That's true.
I'm just going to drop him to put him down.
Alright, he's very... Hold on. I say this, but I must now roll for him, because we've already seen one roll. Alright, he's got that one out of the way. Yeah, he's very graceful and...
Well, I'm not like dropping him super high. It's just, I'm not gonna bend down
or so.
and put him back down.
Yeah. So, besides that alteration, I'll let it slide. Still 5 for locations. Gold for 5 locations, if you want. I'm just.
What if we only want one
There
location?
are kids that will run. I'll let you know.
How about 2 silver for 1 location?
Stop talking. I'm going to get down on my knee. I'm going to wave him in closer.
All right, he comes in closer.
I'm going to hold out a diamond piece. Say, I'm going to give you this, and you're going to behave. And if I feel like you're not behaving, I won't take my money back, but I'll take something else back. Do you understand?
Yeah. At this point, he grabs it, looks over to the big oaf. We're eating good tonight. Eating. What are we eating? Later. We'll figure that out later. Sure, no problem. I'll take you and an extra bodyguard, as if you and your army need it. But hey, yeah, he's good for a distraction if need be, so we can go the other direction. Since you're coming out of the Elven Embassy, I don't see why you haven't grabbed any of them to be your escorts, or you've got your little machinations going with you.
We figured 30 war forge.
We figured 30 of our own was good enough. So
your ship impounded then? Don't mean to ask, because usually a person and his entire crew leaving the embassy.
Say that, or it just fell apart.
Were you that trimaran that came in just a while back and there's a kerfuffle going on in the docks? Ooh. Oh, it was? Oh, wouldn't it be you? Because that trimaran was escorted.
That sounds like a fun time, but no, it wasn't us.
Of course not. So, where'd you guys want to go? 5 locations, personally taken there by me and my friend.
We're not getting more locations for that?
I'm personally
taking. I don't know how much
it?
I gave it.
I know, but you obviously gave him something that I wasn't willing to. So.
Okay, so first we're going to start at a place where we could buy ships reputably.
Ah, reputably, yeah. They tells you that there's an arcane in town, and he has the latest and the best, as well as there's a gnomish space exploration. NSS, the NSS, Intrepid, NNS, the NSS Enterprise, all that, those type of things. Those guys are in. They've got very reputable ships if you like living in a metal box. I am more of originally the woodsy type of gnome, not the cave tinkering type of gnome that likes to live in giant flying metal boxes that have elementals as their engines trapped inside the boxes. Oh, tell me about how that can get. I'm the old-fashioned like the boat with a giant ring of fire, let the elemental free and dance around your ship and push you through the stars. That's my kind of look. These boxy looks like they all look the same after a while. They're like rectangles with giant engine thingies stuck on them. They just don't look cool. and like metal with windows. Where's the wood? Where's the oak? Let's go. Where would you like to go? We got arcanes.
Wait. Remember last time we saw fire elemental?
Right, but this time we don't actually want a ship that cages elementals.
What type of engine are you looking to purchase an engine or a ship with an engine already? Most ships, the newer ones, all do. The older ones, yeah, but they're older ones. I don't know if you'd be interested in older ones.
I want a fancy ship.
Fancy ships? Oh, we got lots of fancy
Seriously,
ships.
Siren, stop talking.
We're not getting
Ship.
Well, we're going down to the main docks. Come on, guys. Walk this way.
Yeah.
At this point, you see the ogre kind of pause, lower his arm. You see the little guy, boop, and he's like a little cat, just boop. But it's a little gnome. His little feet are hanging off. Let's go! He tugs on his ear a little bit. So the ogre's got the club on one side, the gnome on the other, and he starts walking. You can clearly follow him. If you're not going to lose them in the crowd. You know what I mean? So, and every so often you see the gnome.
Only imagine that with the
Did
big
you
creature.
need a spot for your army to rest, recharge, stare at the wall for 4 hours? There are spots.
Not presently. They
Okay.
should all be nice and charged at the moment, right, people?
Yeah,
Good.
charged. When Sawbones is going, he does not know
I
how
don't
we
remember the
operate.
last time we slept, but I'm sure they're fine.
Sawbones.
So Lily, maybe we shouldn't say things before we discuss it with the group.
I want a fancy
We
ship.
can't afford a fancy
No,
ship.
we can't afford
At that point, you just see this huge. You see this huge thing's got like an owl's head, big, huge owl-like eyes. He's got big, feathery cheeks and a bit of a beak. Yet he looks like he's got the build of a halfling. Ah, watch where you're going! At that point, you see Pie kind of moves away. Sorry. A little feather pops out of his mouth. It was pretty feathers. He's got, at this point you see Pie hold up. Apparently this guy had a little bit of a peacock kind of sheen to one of the feathers. He plucked off the guy. He's so cute. His is pretty. And at this point you see another one of these dragon...
Mosaic.
You see another one of the dragon-style centaurs walking by. You see a couple of ape-like humanoids, yet they've got skin membrane between their wrists and their legs, and you see literally one of them jump and coast, and then land on... They are about 5.5 to about 5.5 average height.
Was that just me?
What?
The hiccup?
His voice.
His
did a
voice
funny-
went all very robot-y, but
Okay.
Oh, okay, good.
Just making sure it's not me.
Okay.
Okay, so, right.
And at this point, you also see a couple of big hippo people just standing at the side. All of them seem to have giant rifles that would be large for their size. Kind of just sitting there, and they're just talking amongst themselves. And the one's got a little monocle. The hippo's got a little monocle on his one side, and he's got like a high starched collar, and like all these medals and little shoulder palette, like the old Victorian soldier type of look going for him there. Like he's off to an adventure type of thing, and they're just talking away. And you see a few others whisper and kind of look at your direction and all that type of things. And come this way. As the shops go, you suddenly get a weird exotic smell of spices, cinnamons and sugars and all that kind of sweet spices coming from one area, as there looks like there's food and bakes, and you see a lot of the crew are just coming and heading into this area to get some better food than just rations they probably had for weeks upon end. So you got fresh cooked food, and he kind of takes you through. It's a maze, and he's just, no, this way, and you would have just gone down the main street, but the main street apparently curves off, so he takes you down a side street, and then most of it's still open. He doesn't take you down the smaller areas, and there's lots of people looking and watching you. As your army comes, it narrows down a little bit, but it does kind of escort almost a city block behind you now with all 30 of the people. It kind of is like a little parade almost happening, and it is causing a lot of people to notice you, that many people as a group. They're not really caring that much, but...
This is kind of why I want to get a ship, so we can deposit some of them on there, because we don't need all 30.
At that point, you see Sawbones just pause.
I
Ooh,
think we need all
I
30.
might need to get some bandages to help patch you up. There's a medical apothecaries over here.
No.
You're not doing any sort of patching of them up.
Well, I thought you want me to patch you up and not just lob it
As
off.
much as you like to have all your friends with you, Lily, they're drawing attention.
We're drawing attention. With or without them.
No,
No, we wouldn't.
no, we wouldn't. We would just be normal people walking through the
Well,
hall.
I mean, everyone probably assumes that somebody here is controlling me, but that's I feel like that's gonna be a common.
I like to look
Subject.
special.
Well, at this point, you just kind of see like Igor with some like leg of turkey or something, and he's just munching on it. Stop! What?
Looking for me?
Give her a second. Oh, you want this one?
Oh, your mouth's been on it.
Clean.
Oh, hell no.
He disappears off. He was going to say something. Then you're somewhere off in the distance. Lily, here you go. Fresh
Really? We're gonna get in so much trouble.
turkey leg. So, why don't you get your Mr. Bonesaw guy kind of... He's a quartermaster, isn't he? He could be like... Are you going to take this turkey leg? My arm's getting tired. Thank you.
I'm not sure if that's the same one you just had.
No, I'm eating the one. I'm eating this one. You got the fresh one. Still got the skin on it.
Put
See it?
that one on your armpit, did you?
No, that's a groin wipe. Here you go. I'm joking. I have no groin. I showed that off last episode. Fourth wall. Sorry about that, guys. So Sawbones, he's a quartermaster too, or was he the quartermaster? Or do we have someone else as a quarter? Maybe the quartermaster could start inquiring about quartermaster stuffs. The sergeant that was in charge of supplies in that little unit of soldier peoples, they could do the soldiering people supply stuff, which
That makes sense.
is really nothing he has to worry about. He has to worry about feeding his fellow crew members. He has to worry about getting enough to drink for his fellow crew members. Well, half his job's done.
So he still has to worry about feeding us.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, us. Do you want turkey leg?
No, I'm good, thanks.
I don't even think it's really a turkey. Tastes a little bit more lizardy.
So you're being cannibalistic.
No, there's no way I got a bone in my body with this much meat. My race in general. Over here, guys! You slowed down a bit. At this point, you see the Warforges. Do you want them to meet up with you or continue following you at this point?
I mean, I thought we would find the ship so that the quartermaster could know where to take all this stuff.
Yep, that's true. So, the whole group moves in. And at this point, you guys are opening up into the docks, upon which there are a plethora of ships out there. And there's a couple of basically side docks that lead to warehouses, big, huge warehouses where you think ships, showrooms and stuff like that. There's a couple of nice-looking showrooms, in a way of speaking here. One is very metal-like, but smooth, kind of cool-looking metal with some sort of underlighting magical cantrips going on, and it looks very gnomish space age kind of look for it. And you see a few of the boxes, the box-like ships and craft that you saw there before. They look like rectangles with engines stuck on them, or long. Some of them are sleek. If you want, the video game Elite? There you go. That's kind of, slick, little, based on geometric shapes. Boom. That's what you see there. And they've got this beautiful symbol, which is apparently, like, little branches, and then some sort of little stars and all that stuff on a blue background. Yet it's got gold embroidery for copyright reasons on it. So, and that's the gnomish, the NSS, the GSS, the GSS. GSS. The Gnomish Space Society. Docks. And then off to the other one, you have a bit, it kind of goes into an Arabian-style bazaar almost, where you've got some large tents, and the tent poles that have the flowing bits, and even where the hangar area is, in a way of speaking, it's lots of sail canvas that's been stretched over top to create a kind of, as if somebody put a gigantic tent, and then all the bits and pieces to support that tent have stretched out between buildings to support it. And besides that, you see some ships. Like, I'm just going to pop up an image that you guys will probably be kind of familiar with right off the bat from maps. Alrighty. There we go. Bang. This is kind of a half-quarter version of an image like that. But some of the ships like that, and there's elemental rings, fire, there's snow and ice. There are different ones. There's certain craft that kind of have this weird exotic look, but they still look like they have roots in a boat or some sort of roots to the next gen in the ship design. You know, these type of things. But you've also got some exotic stuff. This is going to be... Let me resize that. There we go. But you've also got some weird stuff like that.
It's a fish.
But it's a boat, and you know what I mean. Like it's a weird mix of a boat and all that. You actually have a few that are. Oh, I should have resized that for you guys. Resize horizontally to make it fit when it shows up. But you've also got stuff like that, which just looks like a flying boat, plain and simple. And that one does have a gold piece value on it, whether or not that's the retail one, but yeah. So you've got
I want a fish boat.
Where's the schooner?
We
There
all
go.
have to agree on what type of boat we're getting. Otherwise, we're getting the snow and ice one.
Fish boat.
I guess we need one that will fit all of our crew, but also will get us home. That's the only requirement I have.
I thought we were gonna go treasure hunting.
Alrighty. So, the gnomes now brought you here. So, your feet. How flat-footed would you say you are to the world you're about to step into? You paid for it. I would love to be your advisor in any means per. I don't want you to be taken advantage of because you're Greenfoots and just came off the planet. Not saying you look that, but... Is this your first ship by? Be honest. I don't want to see you gypped off.
We've acquired every ship that we've ever had.
Oh, that's a good way to look at it.
This would be the first time we've bought a ship, is what he said.
Quick few rules of thumb. The tonnage of the ship determines what type of engine you need to power it. Under 50 tons, a lesser engine. Above 50 tons, you need a greater engine. Even though a greater engine can go on a smaller one, it's the push of power. Engines are not usually included in the price, and buying them separate is a lot more money than buying them incorporated into a craft. And even cheaper if you have your own engine. The reason it's cheaper is once the engine's attached to the ship, there's a chance it could be damaged when removed. So in other words, you've got to buy the ship with the engine, so you can literally shave off hundreds of thousands having a ship with an engine in it. You're paying an extra 50 grand or something like that, or 100 grand for a power, depending on top of the price of the ship, usually. If you want it without an engine, then you usually get it for just its base value. Air days, you're in luck because your crew don't have to worry about that. Every ton gives about 3 months of fresh air per person. So, if you've got a 50-ton ship, you could have 50 people. You have 50 people air days worth. So if you only have you guys and the rest of your crew that doesn't breathe, then that's going to last you for a long time. So those are little rules of thumb of what's going on when you buy a ship. Knowing what you want is basically determined by the engine and what you can afford. Do you have a navigator's helm? A crown or something like that? That's another price. They're a lot cheaper. They're just like a magic item, 5,000 or so, whatever, for a helm, and they can be different. They can be a part of stuff. These are the things that they're going to try and upsell you on if you don't have one. I'm not asking if you do or if it's kept in a warehouse, whatever. But I'm just saying they're going to try and sell you those add-ons. Go for the endless barrel of grog if they offer it. It's the best deal you can get. It's shitty grog, but it also cures a lot of colds, flus, and all that stuff, and it tastes like crap, but it works. Barrels of Berkeley.
Right.
Berkeley grog. But, so that's it. You've got your arcane and gnomes of note. There are a bunch of sleazy and personal sales also taking on the dock. If you wish, with the purchase you made, while you choose one of these two individuals to talk to, I can inquire around the docks to see what other options may be available for you, if you would like.
Seems like a good option.
All right, pats his friend. What we do? Let's go this way. All right. So, the two directions there. I'll meet you back here. Well, as soon as I'm done, latest about, say, 10, 15 minutes. That okay with you guys?
Seems reasonable.
Then we are a common oddity. All right. Master Blaster? No? All right. So, we're going to... If you need to, we're not going to run away. You can't miss us, really. And he kind of disappears into the crowd, heading to the boats and all that stuff. So where do you want to go? Do you want to go to the GSS or the giant intented area with
I think the
arcane?
giant tinted area, because I have no interest in caging an elemental.
Well, they have other options, too.
Like what?
Well, you don't know. You'd have to... the gnome will tell you. The biggest one is there. But they also have kinetic drives. Engines. Do you know your engines? He doesn't know that you have an engine on your back. He could tell you about engines.
I would like to know about engines.
Alrighty. So.
Because honestly, guys, I don't think that I should be the only thing that we have.
Alrighty. So, you need a navigator's helm, a hat, crown, etc., and the source. The source are your engines. There's an elemental source, which are common, usually used by gnomes, humans. Gnomes and humans use them the most. That ring around that ship over there, and it being trapped in a metal box are exactly the same. They're just how they're held. The elemental trapped in that ring for everyone to see will get as pissed off as the one trapped in a metal box if it gets free. Good to know. There's also a psionic engine, which is very rare. Usually use those that have great psionic influence and usually are pools of energy, and the Illithid are known to use those. There's also an artifact source, which is a legendary, the elemental source is a common used magic item. Very rare are the psionic sources. Legendary are the artifact source, where you actually put actual artifacts. It doesn't have to be an artifact. It can be a magic item, and the amount of magic energy being taken from the destruction of the item powers these. They are quite powerful for speed and have no real upward cap of how much they can push. Dwarven mountain citadels are sometimes having a forge-based engine, which is, as they craft, they make the power to push the giant citadel through space. A divine source is uncommon, but it's the same as the arcane, but it's drawing on your connection to a god or goddess or power source. To let you know, traveling along the ley lines from one world to another world, you may have to reconnect with a power source equal to the one that you worshipped, or maybe that one is still there. Lots of complicated kind of mumbo-jumbo. None of you guys look the priestly-like types amongst you. If it's nature, hey, as long as nature exists, you're okay for that divine. And then there's a necrotic engine, which are usually created, found on dead ships. They run slowly, feeding off the negative energy of an undead host. But it's increased in power if they put living hosts in there as they suck away the necrotic. Basically, the person's put in there.
I'm going to whisper to Lily, don't we have a undying lich somewhere?
There's a kinetic source, it's uncommon, but it uses manual force to feed the magical. It's like a slave galley, or
like something we could use.
The slave galley. Also, the gnomes are sometimes. There's an exotic species called a space hamster. They are about the size of an elephant, and they run around in giant wheels to help power some of their kinetic drives. Side note, if you ever played Baldur's Gate...
Oh my gosh, can we get a giant hamster?
By the way, do this right now for those Google-minded. Google Spelljammer space hamster, and you will find images.
Space hamster.
But, yep.
I mean, we might as well.
But then again, it's from ores or wheels or cogs. Basically, you need something to power the kinetic drive.
You mean like them?
Nyogi use a bastardized version as well, the slavers. And then there is a forge source. I mentioned that. It's like a kinetic helm, but it uses anvils and drums or whatever.
I want that one.
That one's like the dwarves. The dwarfs usually use those a lot. But those are the main types of sources to propel yourself through the stars.
You can't have that one.
What did you do? Send an image? What?
Coats!
The giant space hamster I'm talking about then?
No, she found a sky hamster.
She found a picture of a hamster who someone either made a little wing.
Where did you post it?
This is
Oh, I see it where you posted it.
He's so cute.
Oh my god, that is so cute. Sorry, it's a guinea pig, not a hamster. It's a guinea pig. And that is the ultimate.
Look, they have it listed as hamster, so I'm just gonna go with it's a hamster because these people who own it call it a hamster. Google says it's a hamster, it's a hamster.
Google can't be wrong. Wrong. Alright, so
I
that's
feel
your...
like a kinetic drive would work the best because we have all sorts of manpower.
Agreed.
Yeah, you got all your mechanications. So he's now off. You head over to the other tent. As you get to the other tent...
Well, actually, I imagine he would tell us who would have probably have the better options for the kinetic drive.
The gnomes.
But I guess we're heading to the gnomes instead.
To the gnomes!
To the gnomes. Alrighty. Alright, you guys head up to the facility. You see that there's a gnome standing there. He seems to be wearing a two-tone leotard.
Okay.
He's mostly all black, but he's got kind of his shoulders are kind of a yellow. And he also seems to have one of them speaking stones, but it's stuck on his lapel, and it's the same little symbol that you saw up on the side. Hello there.
Hi. We're interested in buying a ship.
Ha! You've come to the right spot. He kind of hits the stone on his chest, which is actually made out of metal. There's a couple of little beep, beep, kind of beeps. We've got a group of individuals here wishing to check out the ships.
Kinetic drive.
Connect drive? You know your drives. Ah, come this way. At this point, he turns to the entrance of this building. The doors open, and they make this kind of shwa kind of noise as the doors open. As the gnome walks in, you've got a nice little carpeted wall. You've got curved metal with like white lights along it to kind of light it up a little bit. You see a few other gnomes walking around, and they've got the kind of leotards on. Some have like little red shoulder pieces. Others have like blue shoulder pieces. Some of them seem to have some sort of little item in their hand that they're just pressing on and stuff like that. And they're walking around and just talking to this. Wow, come this way. Welcome to the GSS. Discovery is our main goal. Come with us. Come this way. At this point, you notice they have made it for tall people, but only about 8 feet is the cap, because that's the thing. It goes down about 5 feet on the sides, right? So, as you go in, you suddenly hear another kind of door kind of opens up, and some gnomes come out. Oh, come this way. Inside, it's that kind of almost a hexagonal room, and there's little handles, like little holding handles, on the inside of this room. Nope. Come on in. Come in. Just grab. He grabs one of the little handles.
I'll grab a handle.
Alright, I guess I'll grab a handle.
Display floor. And then this woman's voice. Display floor. And then suddenly these little lights kind of flicker a little bit. You feel a little bit jostling. Doors open up again. And all of a sudden you hear these sounds.
Was the room big enough for all 30 of the Warforges?
No, that is a problem. I thought your troops were being left outside.
I don't think we need them all in here.
Meanwhile, we cut to the receiving room that's made to hold 10 people with 34 Folgers shoulder to shoulder. Try the biscuits. They're really good. I don't eat, though. Thank you, though. Thank you. And meanwhile, someone on the couch. I have a 2 o'clock appointment. Oh, just shimmy through. Shimmying. So yes, there's 30 Warforges in a room made to hold about 10 people, waiting for you guys to get back. The awkwardness is real. All right. And so I hear this, and all of a sudden you get this kind of a little annoying kind of lens flare thing happen as you come into the room. You see some illusions, and the illusions seem to be projecting stuff up there. There seems to be little stars and all this kind of thing, and little illusionary lines pointing. They look like maps of the ley lines and all this kind of stuff. And at this point, you just see one of them touch one of the little illusions and slide it into place on the little map up there. You see another one just go, woo, yeah. And you kind of walk in, and you see a round circular area. There's a bunch more of these little gnomes. They've all got a nice clue cut there. You see this one gnome pause, looks at you, Siren. He's got a little tight brown beard on him. How you doing? And he kind of walks over as the Riker gnome disappears. So, you guys are looking at buying a ship here. At this point, they got these comfy chairs that have minimalistic metal to support them, but they're nice red cushioned, and they got nice little handles on them, and they're kind of in a circle. Semicircle around this round circular thing that projects up right now an image that seems to have a bunch of stars and all that stuff, like a little illusion. You've seen bards cast these up, but this is kind of the illusion now of just stars and all that stuff. We can bring up some ships for display.
Is the cat going crazy like someone with a laser pen?
At this point, you just notice one of the gnomes, and a little red dot has shown up on the wall. The red dot, it's really agile, that dot on the wall right now, Wind. We'll save.
The real question is, does he chase a dot or does he get paranoid?
That is a good question. I'm fine.
I'm fine.
But if that guy doesn't stop doing that, I'm going to stab him.
Go play Galaga again. All right, fine. All right. So, have you ever flown Gnomish design? You don't have to worry about flying it. It flies you. It looks after you. It looks after everything. It is. You don't have to even do any thinking. We look after all the thinking for you. What's your goal? Exploration? Discovery? Combat? Or picking up chicks in a really hot ride? That was, again, the Riker gnome.
I like the last one. I'm not going to lie.
All right, no problem. No problem.
Wait, what happened the last time you tried to pick up a chick?
Ah, that chick picked me up.
That chick is also the reason why we all smell like lavender, and the entire city smells like lavender.
I wasn't referring to that.
Where's that smell coming from?
I wasn't referring to that one.
No, it's like they're going on like, where's that smell? I don't know, but I feel pretty relaxed. Yeah, same here. So at this point, he starts showing up some, like, do you have an idea of tonnage that you would like? Like, are you looking for a small cruising type of craft? Sorry, are you looking for more a small kind of a small little assault type thing? Or are you looking for like a big cruiser type of thing? Or are you looking for more of a science exploration type thing?
Let's go for treasure hunting.
Oh, I think we're going to the wrong place. All this beeping is driving me crazy.
Lens flare.
Let's look at a few ships and then leave and try somewhere else, guys. We're looking for something a little bit bigger than assault craft, but a little bit smaller than a, cruiser.
Do you need an engine? We specialize in the finest.
We'd like a kinetic engine.
Kinetic engines.
I
At
already
this
You wouldn't
point,
happen to have any space hamsters, would you?
you need a breeding license to own them. I could set up an application for a breeding license. Have you bred any other animals before in your past? Have you worked with horses?
I worked with this raccoon. Does that count?
She's part of the
Wait,
Council of
You
Pinecone.
bred pie?
Oh,
Pie's kind of feeling awkward about the conversation. Go on, Pie, do it. I don't know this raccoon. Sorry. Hold on, should I buy your dinner
I mean,
first?
I did get pie from somewhere.
Alrighty. Well, if she is a ranger, that is a if she's inclined to work with animals, that is a bonus. But you need papers to have the hamsters. But
well, then we'll worry about the hamsters later. Sorry, Lily. You can't
we're
have a hamster
changing
right now.
our motif. Most of our kinetic drives are pendulum or circular based, meaning people run. We're not really into the whole slave galley stereotype look. We believe
What's
people
wrong with that?
each person's entitled to their opinion.
We have
The
plenty of
galactic-
manpower upstairs. Or
Downstairs.
at least I think it's upstairs.
You see, that might be cool. I know you yourself, you speak quite well for Machination, but I feel that all of you people are cherished spirits and should not be taken like...
We don't need this tree hugger stuff right now. We just need
Cherished?
to
Cherished spirits.
Well, people think of you as just machines. You're not machines.
All right,
I believe you.
Remember
I
what
am
said?
in fact a
No,
machine.
hey, stop. Ships, not tree hugger. Ships.
Okay. At this point, one ship comes up. He tells you it's just under the cast category. It's a 50-tonner. And he shows you, it kind of looks like a long, sleek box with more of a saucer-like front curve to it. And then off to the side are kind of two little pieces of metal. And then you see the curve, so it kind of looks like a chariot, in a way of speaking, where you can see wheels that are partly designed in the check. It's got a hull-like design to allow it to land on water, but the nice thing is the base of the wheels and the one little landing piece allows you to actually land on land. So that's a big one. Most people are just water-based ones because it's easier to land. Oh, it's easier to land and sail in than just land in the middle of the city and get worshipped. It's a big problem at times. But the two giant wheels that you have on the side are 5-man teams. Basically, they're 5 men thick. They're separate wheels, so 10 wheels altogether, each one maintaining the momentum needed to power the engine. And we even have emergency bounce foam if needed as a separate purchase. Wheels get spinning too fast, the person trips, bounce foam stops them from bouncing around inside the wheel until they break bones. Though it does fill the wheel up with a nice foam. It has a nice lavender smell, though, too, which I notice.
Maybe something
We
a
like
little bit
lavender
smaller.
in this club.
A little smaller. By the way, he lets you know that with the engine, he is looking at 500 diamonds.
Okay.
Diamond pieces? Is that what you mean?
Diamond pieces, yeah. DPs.
Okay.
Or 50,000 gold.
Okay.
And that would include the drive itself.
All right.
Okay, smaller. Do you want me to... Oh, you need... It will be cramped, but you don't need to worry about air as much, so I could drop you down to a 25er. Which would be about 30 grand with engine and everything included. At this point, you see something of a similar design, but instead of having like the two wheel wells on it, it's almost like it's like a long, smooth, sleek ship, and then there's a slight underwheel, as if it's like a uniride or something like that. It's barely visible, just the underwheel part there. And you also notice there's more little fancy bits. There's kind of a Art Deco style wing design on the side, like, you know, the Chrysler building type of shape to this thing. You know, like the eagle-headed Chrysler building type of look that he has to show.
Okay.
And that's about 30 grand.
Can we all fit on that one?
It will fit 25. It's basically it could fit 25 people very snug. You see, you give up some of the open space freedom one might get in other craft for armored protection and environmental support. You see, a lot of these open to the world ships, they fly into an atmosphere full of acid, and then they're running about on the decks of the ships going, I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning! Right? With us, you're inside an object.
likelihood of flying into acid around here?
Some planets. And this is the big thing. It's submersible. Because it's fully enclosed, you could actually go into the water. We wouldn't suggest going too deep, though. It does have depth as an issue. But you could actually submerge with our craft. It would retain some of its air magically, but it would not be anywhere the same as in space.
All right. Well, now that we've seen what you've had to offer, we'd like to think about it, and we'll get back to you.
Oh, also, if you like these unitards, they add to your armor class, and they're very comfortable and breathe well, too.
Nah, I'm good.
We do have ones made for tail slots as well.
Oh. I'll definitely have to think about that.
The real question is, does it count as armor?
I wasn't about to break the fourth wall.
It does. It's an armor
I am
rating.
Against armor, as you probably could tell.
Yep. So come on. Yeah, well, at this point, you guys are taken up. You grab the little thing. Main deck. Affirmative. Boonk. At that point, you just basically see a bunch of war forges give birth to a small little little halfling as it kind of squeezes out between them. Thank you. I'll call back. Thanks a lot. Content goes, and he kind of walks out. You see all the other war forges in the room. Hello. Are you guys done?
Lily, only your friends would do this.
Hey!
All right, let's go check out.
Oh, hold on! No! Hold on! Okay. Sparks, you go. No! Screws, stay back. You're a bit bigger than the other guys. Hold on. No. You move back. You move forward. You take that space.
I've been hanging around Alphonse too much.
War.
Yep.
Fix this, please.
They are trying to figure out how to get out through the door. So it's literally, those puzzles that have one square missing? They're moving all the warforges in the room to make that space so one person can go out. Okay, you, there.
Who was the last one to come in?
Well, I went to try a butterscotch treat out. The taste is good. Doesn't do anything for me, but I thought it was not bad.
I don't have taste buds.
You don't?
No.
Neither do we. I'm special. I know what butterscotch tastes like. All right, whatever. So you guys just shuffle them out. They finally get out and all this thing.
I think next time, before we go into enclosed space, somebody should tell some of them to stay outside.
Or we could just leave them all outside.
Okay, so
Yep.
is the gnome back, or do we have time to go to the other place?
Gnome's not back yet. No, you can pop over. She's like, okay.
Thank goodness.
God, that place was
No more beeping, guys. No more beeping. All right, let's go check out the other place.
All right. At this point, you walk towards the other. You've got the canvas kind of brought down. You also see, as you walk into the area, you've got through satin pillows and a few other kind of robes there, and you see a tabaxi tiger male with like a silk vest on, and he's by a hookah. And he's got several gold rings in the one ear. He's got one big.
That hookah?
Yeah, it's apricot.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, just comes in, greets you, and he asks if you have an appointment. I take it you're here to see the arcane?
Unfortunately, we don't have an appointment. I hope that's not too much of a problem.
Does your entire crew need to come to the premises? At this point, the 300... I'm sorry, 300... They're getting more and more.
Lily, did you seriously not tell them to stop?
We are! We're just outside over here!
They're fine out there.
Alphonse will try and wrangle them if you'd like. He'll stay back.
Fabulous. Let's let Alphonse wrangle them.
Right.
I mean, I've been trying to
Put
deal
the
with
smart one
Alphonse.
in charge. That never.
Kavina,
hurt.
Pie's
Yeah.
tugging on you, and he's pointing.
Oh, is there cookies?
Pointing at what?
Are we missing a Warforge?
No, we're not missing a war. Yeah, he's 29. No. At this point, he's just looking around, and you're missing a little red scaly guy. And he's a little concerned.
He's been running around like crazy since we came.
Yeah.
out.
Okay. Pie knows about running around like crazy, and he usually has a whole bunch of pockets. He just comes up to Kavina and go, "Here, put that in your backpack quickly before anyone sees it." All right. Right now he's concerned. Where is the guy?
I'm not overly worried about him.
He should be fine.
He always seems to come back anyways.
So,
Come back.
you
We'll
have
find
no
him.
appointment. May I ask who is inquiring, and I can send it forward and upon why you are here? Are
My
you
name
looking-
is Wind.
Mhm.
We are interested in purchasing a vessel.
He asks if you are with the Rangers.
Here, Wessel.
We do have agreements with the Rangers. I am not one personally. With the right paperwork, we could probably give you a deal.
For now, let's just assume I'm not.
He offers you a puff off the hookah if you want.
Oh, puff up.
So yeah, it's just like some sort of apricot brandy kind of tasting hooch type of tobacco.
That
Not
sounds
fancy
amazing,
tobacco.
and it's making me regretting that I cannot hookah or anything anymore. Yeah, don't
No,
have
yeah.
bad.
I won't go with that. No, the worst is
Oh,
it'd be a
fun out of life.
hookah with eyeballs in the liquid. There we go. Half the group's gone.
What kind of eyeballs and what have they been pickled with?
That is a fairly good question.
That is it. So okay. So Wind, he pauses for a second.
Please hookah.
Yeah. And at this point he pauses and he lets you know that his name, he goes by Corsair. Aptly given. He basically has taken a name of his wanderbout than his true birth name. Which is not the second person that's had that. You've noticed that 2 people. Kit.
Yeah.
What's with cats and not liking their birth names?
I mean, if you were cherry petals on a frog's toe, you would probably want to change your name too.
Oh, okay, understandable.
Hey Cherry, how are you doing today, Cherry? Hey Cherry, how's them frog toes doing? Hey frog toe, how are you doing? Anyways. No, he doesn't have that rant with you, but he does say the name. He does say that name. That was probably his real name. Yes. The naming policy is odd with my people. I say. I've traveled enough. But he is now off to see the arcane. And at this point, you just see he walks in, he pushes some of the capes aside, and you see some sort of cherry wood finish with like a gilded brass style kind of twirls and rose swirls, like very 19th century pirate type of design on just the edging of a stern castle of some sort of ship that's just beyond that area that he's kind of closes off. At this point, you see another person step forward, human. Again, he's got more of the Arabian loose pants. He's got baggy clothing on, type of thing, type of top, and he's got a kind of a coffee brown kind of coloration to him, and his eyes are like that deep chocolate. And his hair is slight curl to it, but black, and he kind of just smiles to you guys. As he's just basically, apparently, I'm the door guy, and he also has a scimitar hanging off the side there, as well as a lot of silk scarves on him. Like he's got a couple around his waist. He's got a couple of silk scarves for some reason wrapped around his forearm of his one arm.
I don't judge.
Yep. All right, and then you guys are waiting for about 5 or so minutes, and you just see Igor's now standing in with you guys.
What did you do? What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
You're
Where
sitting there
were
looking at
you?
us and, what did you do?
I was investigating stuff. It's not as easy to steal a ship.
Ah, yeah, I figured that.
Lots of protections, lots of traps.
Yeah.
Lots of...
Where did you try and steal a ship from?
I don't know. It was a rickety little boat, and figured, it's a rickety little boat, about cobalt sized. That should be good for it. Woohoo! Wards out the wazoo. I wasn't caught. I'm good at that. But I can tell you what type of traps you might expect.
Good. Well, if we need that information, we'll ask.
Oh, you're muted there, Lily. Siren, if you were talking.
Should we put a leash on him?
I'm not
don't,
sure.
Let me choose the collar. Don't take from my collars.
No. Not even Igor's collars. Oh my god. Helen.
At this point, Alphonse kind of steps forward a bit, just to let you know your very tall friend in that is back, but they can still wait. He's with us now.
All right.
And Alphonse kind of... Are you still waiting then, I take it?
Yes.
Okay. He just thought he'd inform you that whenever you're ready, the other guy's back. At this point, Corsair comes back again. The Tabaxi kind of opens the thing. He will see you guys. Wind and two of your associates. You may want to leave your automation behind, as well as your little
Excuse
friends.
me. Who are you calling automation? I have
Hey,
free will. Thank you very much.
Trying to fight everywhere.
I am not a servant.
I
Not to
don't
you,
give
at
a
least.
flying crap. How about we not start a fight everywhere, because everywhere you are a servant.
Unless you're a gold dragon, I am not your servant.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
How about you go hang out with Alphonse right now, okay?
Fine.
Thank you. Also, take Igor with you.
I'm gonna just grab Igor. Plop.
You're really good at grabbing. Yeah, he hooks that leash thing right under your sleeve. Yeah, he's really good at grabbing. The kobold's talking to the gnome, having this conversation about how well you are grabbing little people.
Fabulous.
All right, so Kavina, Wind, and Lily, you're walking in there, and yeah, you see a beautiful old kind of like I want to say 19th century kind of sailing ship, where it's got two levels of cannons on the side of it, and it's got a whole kind of motif with the curls, which actually has kind of a rose motif, like there's thorns and there's some leaves and all that gilded, and you see the ship has the usual sails you expect, but on the sides it's actually got side rigging sails that are pulled in, creating like almost like wings on the side of it, but they would probably flow out and go out when it's out in space type of thing, and it's just parked there. And somehow, when you walk into a car dealer shop and you go past the Aston Martin, and you know the
right.
You know what I mean? Like you just walked into that's the Ferrari right there. Yeah, all right. So
the ship that costs $2
car
billion.
section.
where's the used car section? Right. Well, we got this little ball-like ship, and the front door is actually the front windscreen. The little Urkel mobile. All right, so. So you're taken in there again. This looks like more of it has this more arcane or wizardly kind of feel. You got the ropes, you got a few little jars, you got some elements there. There's a few other people kind of laxing on some of the crates and boxes. They seem to be playing some sort of a game with kind of tombstone shaped cards, and they're rolling dice on the table every so often and putting cards down, and the three of them just kind of watch you guys as you walk in. And then you're taken into this back room. You see a couple other bits and pieces. You see rows of figureheads. You see this one figurehead that seems to be a very statuesque, more Art Nouveau style of woman with a mask, like a blindfold around her eyes that seems to be separate to the rest of the design. It looks like it's a separate piece. You also see another one that's got a trident. You've got a few other types of special figureheads here. You don't have to do detect magic right now. You can feel it emanating on your skin, the stuff that's in here. The little bits and pieces. You see that one person's off on the side, and he seems to have this little clockwork-like
Meanwhile,
brass.
your cat's hair is just everywhere.
It's got a clockwork-like orb, and you see the facets have turned and clicked and opened, and it's just projecting up a bunch of little stars, like a little illusion, as the person's navigating with this little ball, and he's just checking out an item on the side. As you go in, you see another person that seems to have a sextant, but it's got a third little lever on it and all that stuff. He's just checking the gear and equipment as you walk in there. As you got, it's kind of a traditional sense, and you see in the room, it's your Grand Wizard's type of room. There's a 12-foot back throne that has a over 9 foot tall, lanky, skinny. Like he's lanky. He's 9 feet tall, but slender build. His skin is a pale blue, and he's got his fingers steepled. He's got more of a Roman-style toga for his wear and all that kind of stuff, loose feeling of that. And his fingers look longer than normal and have an extra joint. So you've got like another little joint on top of the fingers, and they just steeple and touch like that. His face is very long and gaunt, almost like a stone giant's. If you've ever seen the long and gaunt, but he's got this pale blue, no hair, and his eyes are ice blue, like Arctic ice blue eyes. As he just sits there, new friend, and he just talks, and he's got like that James Earl Jones deep from the lower chest type of voice to you, and he goes, "Welcome. How may I aid you today, Wind and Associates?"
Well, first off, I'd like to indicate my appreciation for you being willing to see us without an appointment. We happen to be in the market for a ship.
At that point, he just pauses. "Yes. Would you also be in the market for answers?" he says with a smile as he looks you over.
I've never been one to turn down answers.
At that point, he does a gesture to Corsair, and he just nods, leaves the room. And at this point, you just notice one of those crystal decanters that has like some brandy and all that stuff. It just levitates off the thing, and a couple of those crystal little tumbler glasses come flying over. The decanter opens. He asks if you guys would like a drink. Yes,
please.
As the glasses just magically, the servant is unseen that pours the drinks.
Which means nothing to me, but should mean something to Lily.
Unseen servant spell. But yeah, basically you guys are served nice, really, really kind of a very strong smelling brandy that's just handed to you. He says he has taken an interest as you radiate the hidden magic of an artifact. And he just smiles to you. So, would I be right in assuming you're not really looking for an engine? Or at least not initially?
We're not looking for a powerful engine. Maybe something as a backup.
He just kind of smiles. He supplies the spaceways with the ability to explore and maybe delve the great secret. You possess an element. For me, I buy and sell. I doubt you want to sell. I do warn you, though, that magic may come with some sort of a curse to it. That's the best you can do for free.
Yeah, think.
I mean,
Well,
magic. The magic attached to me.
He tells you he knows of one person that seemed to have one of these ones that thought it was the great helm of legend. But in true fact, it was a quite powerful artifact, and it brought death to anyone that got close to him.
Oh, just death? Oh, that's cool then. We're all gonna die.
That was the curse he had. So he became a hermit of the space lanes.
Out of curiosity, how fast did these people typically die?
The nature of it, fate is weaved around it, and it puts them in circumstances that are not the best for long survival.
Fair enough.
But it could be your guide to answering the great question.
I have a question.
It's the great
Yes.
question.
That's the question.
What was that? What?
I said I have a question.
Yep.
And Siren said, "What is the great question?" And I said, "That's my
One
question."
cannot be told the great question. The great question is that to be asked. that is one's life goal, to discover that. If I knew it, I would not be sitting here selling the means to try and discover your life's great question.
Oh,
No, I'm not good
it's
at
not
riddles.
life's great question. It's my personal life's question.
Well,
As Lily has her own personal life question, as does Kavina.
yes.
I understand now. It's like asking the meaning of life.
You don't know that one? 42! Shut up!
That is actually the answer to everything.
But no. Alright, so yes, and that's his thing. He partakes in that. So, he knows...
Well, why don't we start with some ships, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. At this point, he tells you that... he says, ever since the first Inhuman War, the ships have changed in design. He has more of the more modern versions. He doesn't really have that many of the older styles, but he could try and look into that for you. What would you be looking at for a ship? Do you want to draw attention, or do you want to be more subtle? Do you want defensibility, or do you want speed?
All of the above.
Oh, see the one parked outside? God dang it, I knew it. It's a deal at 280,000 gold.
If you're wondering, we can't afford that one off. I thought.
No. Well, no. That one is a bit, that is the pearl.
That one is a little bit extreme.
Yes.
I want something that's medium sized that would be great for exploring, has some decent defenses, has some decent offense, and has a decent kinetic drive.
Oh, kinetic drive. He kind of has a look of distaste on him. What type of mechanisms would you have for the kinetic device? He does play around with some clockwork ones, which he finds a little less
We have a
slavey wavy.
entourage of Warforged.
Yep. Alrighty. Warforged? Oh, okay. They're quite durable workforce. Alrighty.
And quite intelligent. Ayo.
Also, if it looked cool, I'd be appreciative.
Ah, I gotcha. Well, he can start you off low. A 45-ton one, which is somewhat exotic. Weapons are optional. Did that share?
No.
There we go. He tells you that it is submersible. The top is open-o. It's a very small craft, per se. Yeah, it's built by the Arcane. It also plays with the gravity plane. As you can see, you can flip on the gravity plane quite easy with this craft, as it's a single-leveled craft.
Okay.
It is kind of cramped, 45. The crew is only 10 to maintain it.
Not too cramped. We have 30 plus us.
And like I said, for a limited time, it is submersible.
Clearly that 30 can fit in a room for 10.
Right.
They just can't get out.
Okay, and the price on this one?
He tells you that one he would do for about for you, he would put it down to 40,000 gold.
All right. How about we'd like to keep this on options? What do you have a little bit bigger?
A little bit bigger. You got it. That's a smaller craft, but cheaper. Yes. Alright, he does have something a bit smaller.
But nothing a bit bigger.
No, he does have something smaller if need be, for about 20,000. If price was an issue. But, which I'll show you now, because he's got the illusion up right now, so, hey, It's only 18 tons, but your Warforged, it would not fit them all. It could, but they would be somewhat returned.
It looks like a bug. No, thank you.
Moving on.
That thing looks amazing.
No.
Wait, how is that slightly bigger? That's
No, smaller. No, he said he has a smaller one for 20 grand, which is an
But he
18
asked-
ton.
but
Oh, he
Better
did,
note that out of
but
my
the question
face.
was for bigger.
He had this illusion up. He just kind of...
Well, I appreciate it.
No problem.
I like seeing this, although I think it is a tiny bit too small.
And gross.
Although it has an excellent armor rating, guys.
This is Thaco, alright? Alrighty. Yeah. This is from the First War, and it's been a staple of many of the adventurer. The traditional hammer ship. It is an oddity, as its tonnage is only 38, yet it can support up to 60 people on board due to its shape. Taking the fact that air would be a concern, but in your case, it's not. You've only got 38 man days. You've only basically got 3 months of 38, effectively, right? You've got 38 days of air. It is the most versatile. Apparently, he's had one person somehow compare it to some sort of falcon made out of metal. Some aluminum falcon or something like that.
All
Not
right.
really visually pleasing.
Also, it's somewhat subtle at ports of call. It's only got water-based landing, but you put in the side fins and the back fins and sail into a port. By the way, that sail that they have on the top there is not... That illustration isn't... That is actually a bigger sail. For some reason, in this person's illustration, it's just a small little thing, but it's actually a proper sail on the top. But you could come into any port of call, and they wouldn't be any wiser that you may have driven from the stars. Not to mention, it's got one hell of a great ram, if necessary, and its armaments are quite well versed.
It's definitely a consideration.
And he tells you that itself, he would let you know that without a helm, he could give it to you for 30,000.
Okay.
Without a helm or without an engine?
Without an engine.
And how much for the kinetic drive?
He doesn't have one that would work with that well.
All right, then.
That would be his concern. This one's a good ship, but no engine.
Understood.
And
All right. So we have two options.
Yep.
I assume you have more.
He does, but then they do start to get into the 6-digit range. He's kind of fluttering through stuff. He does have your stereotypical galleon, which he could give you at a cut rate. Yeah, he can give you a galleon at a cut rate price because they are literally a dime a dozen in the space lanes. It's not the most... It's the most subtle because it's literally a boat with a helm on it. He says with some sort of kinetic drive in there, he could get it to you for about 20,000 with the kinetic drive, because the boat itself is really not that hard to come by. The kinetic drive is actually costing, you could probably get it for 15 without a drive. he's adding another 5,000 just to try and put the kinetic drive into that.
All right.
Also, he lets you know that arcanes, because they are the ones... It is my race's ability to help forge these great engines. We offer them way better than anywhere else, so you always want to come back to us for buying. So that's 15,000 without an engine, 20 with kinetic and drive thrown in there.
All right.
He also says he knows that these decisions are not taken lightly, like buying a castle or a new or a new guild hall. They need to be taken with a bit of understanding. This is as much of an investment as either of those two items.
We need to discuss this.
Also, I do have a large selection of other more mundane magical items and gear as well. For personal
Fabulous.
use.
Why don't you let them shop while I go discuss something with the person that we met today, and I will get back to you.
The gnome of no name.
Right.
The gnome with no name, and of course, no name is spelled with GNs.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no name.
By the way, guys, heads up, I am thinking more about the fish. The sand ray.
It's so cute.
Alright.
Which one? The triup?
The triop, yeah.
Not triup.
But I'm gonna go find out what the gnome has to offer.
Can we get it in a different color?
Oh, yeah, that's not
Nope.
a problem.
There's two things you can't change when you buy a house. The
Ah!
color on the walls and the carpet.
What? Carpet?
But I would be so
I
much
like the
sweeter.
hammer.
I'm sorry, I was making a joke.
I like the hammer.
Because when you buy a new house, you know how you watch those house hunter shows? You're
Yeah.
Like, oh, I hate the color.
Yeah, I know. It's like, really?
Can we
Yeah,
like
but
make
you
it like a
know,
nice like black sparkly? Can it be black and sparkly?
I'm sure we can do that.
Actually, black's
Alright.
pretty good for a night sky.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go talk to the
Yep.
gnome.
Yep.
Why don't you tell me what ship he has found?
Yep,
And
well, I'm going to make this a little quicker. You kind of go through, like, you ladies are still kind of there, and he starts looking at you ladies. So, he tells you that a lot of people, when they go to buy a helm, trade in a lot of regular magic items to try and get their value for them towards a helm. So because of that, he can offer you quite the special. And because of the Black Eclipse this Friday, it will be considered the Black Eclipse Friday sale.
Show us what you got.
Alrighty.
Well, no. You see,
Oh.
I
Yeah,
want to be
yeah.
part of the shopping too, so let me
Okay.
do the
Yeah. Boom. All right. So the gnome says he has got the lines on these two things. He has got himself a line on a couple of odd ships. Ooh, we gotta really resize that one. Boop. Alrighty. Which, he's got one here that is a bit too small. But if you shortened your crew down, it's actually a pretty good ship. And he says that he could probably get it for
Nope,
$5 grand.
with an engine.
Looks like a bug. Not gonna work.
Nope.
Nope.
It
Bye-bye.
looks like
Then-
bugs, not gonna work.
He found some old school gnomes. You know, the old school gnome kind of stuff.
Right.
Right? It depends on what your upper end is. He can easily reduce the asking price by maybe like 2/3. Reduce it by 2/3. At best, maybe 100,000 if you want a giant dirigible.
Ah! He's so cute. He's a giant.
Who wants to not
window.
buy anything and have a dirigible?
Temptation is so real.
It's so cute.
Ah!
But it's so big.
It has a
so
kinetic drive on it. It's a kinetic drive system.
It's so big and so flashy. You don't need
Too
this.
big and it's too flashy. Okay, anything else?
It
It's kind of
depends
like- it kind of
on
looks a little bit
your
like a clown.
relationship with your previous individuals. As he might have a line. It's considered illegal because only the Elven Armada can access them. And it may involve...
Is it how much? How much?
It's about 30,000.
Done.
Maybe you want to talk it over with the rest of your group.
Nope. This is what we're buying.
What?
Nope. What we're
Hammer!
buying.
Now, this is the one that has the wings that fold up like leaves.
It
And
folds up and it cloaks. Alright, Kamina, do you
Oh,
want
wait.
the hammer or do you want the Man of War?
I don't want the hammer.
Well,
And by hammer, I mean... Sorry.
I like the triop. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the triop.
the flat orange one.
I like. Oh, well, it would be black and sparkly.
Right, it will be black and sparkly.
Not glitter, just sparkly.
How about like a
Right,
mother
these
of
are
pearl
about the same
sheen?
price.
Yeah.
And I kind of like this one, but how illegal is it to own one?
Okay, so do you realize what we just did?
We blew up the embassy.
It can't be more illegal than blowing
Yep.
up a ship in the...
Oh, yeah. This is a slap on the
As far as it
wrist.
goes, we're already in such deep hot water.
And the best part is, do you have at least one full-blooded elf on board that ship?
Yes.
Then you're okay, because you can go, oh, my father was in the army, and all that bullshit.
There you go. See,
I
solved
don't
it.
pretend to be snobby.
So we're gonna get that one.
I didn't even get to see
He wants
any
to.
of
He wants to also specify you. He doesn't know if it actually does have the invisibility to it. Their ships are native to the ability to chameleon-like. You can. Its color can change. It can randomly change. Like a flower. It could be like.
All right.
Change colors?
Yes, that's his native thing. The invisibility is an extra usually.
All right then.
It can change colors. He's seen some where the wings are like rose petals, like the rose petal color type of thing, and then lavenders and blues going into the body. Really good.
Have it rose gold?
Yeah.
Maybe. All right, we'll get that shit.
But that, like you said,
I don't
that's
get a
his.
say in this. I didn't even get to see the other ships. Fine.
Which ship would you like then, breaking the fourth wall?
Well, you guys are sitting here talking about ships that I don't know what you're talking about.
You
So
didn't share them with him too?
Oh, no, I did.
No,
He's role playing his character. Yeah,
No,
it's like,
but I'm
ah.
breaking the fourth wall here because you couldn't go in because you're a
Yep.
servant. Remember? Pay attention.
mine would I would have said sandfish,
All right.
but
So
that's just because it looks like a Pokemon.
The other option,
Which one looks like a
a
Pokemon?
45-ton
The sandfish one.
sandfish. Well, they both look like Pokemon.
What the fuck does this look like?
A Butterfree.
Oh my god! this-
Hardly.
Oh my
Like a
god!
Butterfree and a Scyther mixed together.
That's not how those work.
Fine.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, the best part is both of them are 30 grand.
They're both 30 grand. The one on the right has more tonnage. It has more hull points. It can hold a
The
bigger
one on
crew.
the right, yes, we can see.
I was like,
All right.
wait, you're right or
Good.
my right?
The Man of War is better.
I renamed them. Are they identified, by the way? If you go and go all, when you go to your images, make sure you select all, and then that should just
Well, I
show
have
you
both.
the.
Well, I select new.
Oh, okay.
but-
Okay, new? Yeah, that works. Yeah, that's right.
So there's the Man of War and there's
No,
the
not
Triumph.
all. You don't want all. You want new.
The
That's it.
Triop is a better ship for the price.
The
All
Triumph
around.
is, or
The
the
only thing about it is that it can't land. Apparently.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense though. It has to be able to land
Oh.
somewhere.
The Triumph, you mean?
The Triumph can land in both land and water.
Yeah.
But
The
the
Man of
can't
War,
land.
technically, they hung on trees. They're TIE fighters.
Okay, so it can land, it just can't. land.
Basically, what I can do is it can land, but you know how the leaves fold up? Look at the underbelly. I'm saying that could go on water. Do you know what I mean? Like, it could coat,
Can't
but...
land,
It,
but it can land.
Okay, so that's the difference here.
Because that's the only problem I had with this one is the exact same. So, and also there are some that have influences from the dragonfly or whatever, where they just have little legs that come out and allow them to land, and then they just pull up inside of themselves when they fly.
Right.
Legs would make it look like a bug.
Oh, or through like druidic influence, vines come out and it's like little roots.
Like a tree.
Yeah. Because
All
that's
right.
the whole thing. These are that's one thing. This is a living ship. It's grown, it's
So-
hatched, and it's used. So normal wood will
So we're
only
gonna
repair
be
so much.
inside of something that's living.
Well, it's wood. It's still wood. It's living like a plant. So if you've got some healing magics, you can actually use it.
I have a question.
Abandoned plants.
Is it considered a plant?
Yes.
You would be considered in the forest in this ship.
Oh, come on. No. Come on. There's not enough distance to be...
You know it's not wrong. Technically, she would be in a forest.
But it's, for what her ability does, it wouldn't... You know what I mean? Like,
It
you
wouldn't
know...
help much.
No, it wouldn't. It was...
Okay. I just wanted to know if it was a
All right,
plant.
so all right, guys, it's the time to decide. Are we getting the Tri-Up or the Man of War? Lugnut, vote.
Well, for the money wise, Man of War's better, but Tri-Up looks like a Pokemon, so.
Okay, that's I'm not looking for debate. I'm vote for one.
Man of War.
All right, Kavina, vote for one.
Man of War.
So, Lily, vote for one. Tri-Up. If you vote
She's
for the
still
hammer, your vote is null and void.
Though, for the record, the hammer was the stereotypical... If you're an adventuring group, you wanted the hammer. The price plus the tonnage, you don't get that deal. It's a 60
Right,
tonner.
but we don't get an engine with the hammer. That's why
No.
we're not going the hammer
Yeah.
direction.
Wait, what kind of?
Lugnut's just
Man of
asked.
I went to the Man of War.
The Man of War would have an arcane helm.
I know Arcane.
Basically, anyone with arcane magic can attach with the helm, and they lose their ability to cast magic for the day, but that magic is then powering the helm.
I can fly the ship.
You can power the ship.
Power it, yeah.
Let me have the flying part.
All right, so we have a
to tell
bigger
me
concern here.
controller.
Lily is the only one besides me who could do anything with the ship.
Yeah.
Well,
Because it does deal with the elves' innate magic. Now, even though there's divine magic helms, it would also work with Sheila Bobby because the
I was gonna
nature
ask.
base. Her magic, even though it's considered divine for purposes of game mechanics, it's the elven fey magic that is... So both Sheila Bobby and Siren would be able to power it with their... But basically, you lose all your magic casting until you take a long rest. So basically, whatever... And if you haven't got all... If you've already used some of your magic, the ship won't work as well. You have to have your full complement of magic. So you're saying, I'm not going to cast magic today.
Okay, so then as much as
So
it
it's
seems
backup
like
plan.
the Man of War is a good choice, the Tri-Up is the better choice all around.
for our sources. Yeah.
For our right, because we don't want you guys to have no spells for a day. Especially since Lily seems to like throw fireballs and shoot ice spikes. Although those are cantrips, aren't they?
They are cantrips, and to be honest, I don't use my actual spells very often.
And
And I could fly it.
technically, if I buy enough healing potions...
By the way, the original
I'd be
rules,
okay.
cantrips, and everything were gone.
No spell casting.
Yeah,
No,
no
I
spell
need
cast.
my
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
the original rules. You
Yeah.
specified original rules. Is that going to be these rules?
I'm iffy. I'm because cantrips...
Okay, so I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I'm not going to tell you you're right. But before we buy a ship, you need to pick a decision.
I knew I have to make a decision.
This is key information that needs.
No,
to be...
I'd have to take cantrips as well. because it's the
Okay.
magical energy.
Then the tri-up is the way to go here, guys.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that as long as we can have sparkly and black.
Fabulous.
Yes.
How do you
yes,
feel
bright
about
color.
that? War.
I mean, I'm fine with either.
All right, we're gonna buy the tri-up, and now we're gonna shop.
You got
Also, how much does the tri-up cost?
it.
He said it was 30,000.
30,000. Okay, so I need 700 from everybody.
Or 7 diamond pieces.
I was like 700 what? Got
Se-
it.
No.
7 diamond pieces.
We're 30,000. It's more than 7 diamond pieces.
Yeah. It's 30.
30,000 divided by 4 would be 7 diamond pieces, and
It's 300 diamond pieces altogether. I think. Hold on.
300 diamond pieces.
No, 30 diamond pieces. Yeah, no, you add 2 zeros, so it's 300 diamond pieces.
So it'd be 70.
Oh, wait, hold
All
on.
right.
Wait.
So we're actually going to. You had 2 zeros,
Yeah, you add 2
Not-
zeros.
so it's 300.
Yeah.
So if I can get. Now we're paying extra so we can get the extras that we need.
That, yeah.
And we're just going to go above board on purpose, okay? So if everybody pitches an 80, we'll be perfect.
I don't have 80.
You don't have 80 diamond pieces.
Nope. The only thing I got is what was split from that
Yeah.
last part.
That's it. He's new here.
I have 50.
You have 50.
I can pitch in.
All right,
extra
he's fine. He gets to keep his 50. So each of us need to drop 100.
Now, the big thing is, it can drop down in price if the truck doesn't have the engine. And you just rely on your cloak for now. Which you were able to push that ship several days. I'm just letting
Right,
you know,
no,
that's a
that
big
we
chunk of
wanted.
money.
But I mean, realistically, if we don't all want to pitch in, I can buy this thing.
I will give you 100.
Oh no, I can't. Okay,
I can
I'll
also.
give you 100.
all right. So
That's a part. And then whatever extras you'll have to let us know, and then we'll decide on how much you pays up the back.
all right,
But I will give you 100 diamond pieces.
all right. So we're gonna pay for the ship with 100 diamond pieces from everybody but Bugnet.
I'm poor, okay?
That's fine.
I mean,
I
you're-
joined this
you're not wrong.
mid-adventure.
With literally no pants on, okay?
All right, so now we own a ship.
I'm removing that from my thing. Oh gosh. I think that was right. I was not expecting it to erase the entire thing.
Uh-oh. Do you remember the number?
I think it was 82.
So how much are we chipping? 105?
100 flat.
100 flat. Okay.
Okay, if we need extras,
A hun-
just let
a
us
hundred.
know.
100
Diamond
diamond.
point?
Yeah.
So I have 286. I'll have 186.
Yep.
There we go. I did not kill mine. I don't think. But this should be good. I got this.
Alrighty. And give me 1 second here. Try up. There we go.
Before we do the shopping, can we take a break?
Yeah, I was about to say, we're going to do a break here. And, yep, we'll take a break right here, guys. And just ignore the derpy derps. Where is my... There it is. Alright, guys, we'll be back in just a bit. We're going to get some break music going. What is the time now? So, say 20 after the hour, guys. Sound good? 9:20, we're back. And if I don't hold the shift button down, those will look like real numbers. Boop.
Quick question beforehand, though.
Alrighty.
You said 50 diamond pieces counts as 1 pound, right?
1,000 diamond pieces counts as
1,000 diamond pieces.
Yeah, it's written right down. Yup.
Oh,
Alrighty.
There's a second line. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm dragging that small break over top of the wrong time. The wrong thing. So we'll be back in just a bit, guys, and let's get some break music. All right, everybody. We return. Here is the floor plans of said ship. I couldn't find a high-res one, so that is... But I figured it works, just to get an understanding. And there's one thing I wanted to clarify with my Starships and Sorcery versus traditional Spelljammer. The gravity play, like the physics of the spelljamming magical world, is when a large ship that has the spell leaves the orbit, it takes oxygen based on its tonnage, and it creates a gravity plane. Basically, everything above, gravity's that way, everything below the plane, gravity's this way. It takes that with you. What I'm doing in my games is any ship that's got a keel-like design, the magic bends the gravity plane to follow the keel and the sides of the ship. So if somebody falls off the boat, they still have that weird bouncing and bobbing effect that you might see because the gravity plane literally...
Who plans on falling off the boat?
And gravity planes push away from the craft. So literally, just like at sea, if you fall off the boat, the gravity plane slowly pushes you to the edge of the air bubble, and then you pop out and float with your own little air bubble, which isn't that much of air, before you suddenly die.
This is why we're not getting a boat that looks like a boat.
Well, no, any ship, this will happen with any ship. But some craft, like this craft, allow the gravity plane to go right through untouched. So if you'll notice, 22 on that map, and the number 9, I think, or where is it? 22 says one thing. Nope,
Yeah.
22 says access to top side, and then the other one says...
Okay, so you said this ship was 1 floor, but this is 4 floors.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. The picture looks decisively small. It looks like a car cruising, and you take down the top hood and fly and all that kind of stuff, right? But as you can see,
it's in reality, it's 2 floors on either side of its center.
And literally, that's why there's a hole on the deck, because your characters pop through the deck, flip around, and now are walking on the underside, because this craft keeps the gravity plane in. Which does cause problems when you hit a gravity-based world, because the reason most ships have it shaped to the keel is so if you picture a galleon and it enters the gravity, all that stuff that's pushed up against the gravity plane is just going to fall down.
See, I would agree with you, except for the fact that this ship, I imagine, had something set up for that because it can land on land and on water.
I know. So you can understand why I didn't like the Spelljammer theory of the gravity plane, because you get moments like this. So what exactly happens? So I can easily say this is an arcane ship, and arcane are kind of the forefathers of the idea of spelljamming. I would say that it magically maintains a gravity plane across that deck. Basically, when it pops into a normal gravity plane, there's a magical spell or whatever that keeps the reverse gravity spell or whatever on the underside of the floors. There's just a
slow fall spell.
No.
So everything slowly lands on the top.
Oh, no, but think about it. You got chart rooms and desks every time you enter a gravity well. You know what I mean?
Obviously, the furniture is bolted to the floor,
which makes it tough to steal stuff. Now, the secondary and the secondary helm and the main helm, Spelljammer called their engines helms. I've actually broken it up into 2 pieces: helms for navigation, engines to power the craft. Normally, you'd have a main one, and then you'd have a backup. And what you've effectively done is you've already got the backup. Most when you buy a ship, you only get a main, and if you've got a backup helm, you add it. So effectively, your main is the clockwork contraption, which is the engine. Now, whoever's in it will have to... This device is only one person but it is a monstrosity of clockwork cogs and gears and a cycle, in a way speaking, as you're pedaling away, as well as you've got, like, your arms and legs are pedaling, you're sitting pedaling, and you know how magic users can't use their spells? Anyone that's in this device is literally going until they're fatigued, and then they have all the rules to get out of fatigue before they can do anything.
It's a good thing we have 30 batteries.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It should be noted, this is also a little thing. Picture the gnome that you paid, since he knows. If you have more than one helm, there is death time between the switch. Meaning,
We
when
didn't
one
buy
shuts
one.
down and the other powers up, there are so many rounds of death time, as we call it. Why is it called that? If you're in space, it doesn't really matter. You're still floating. If you're in the atmosphere of a planet, you're suddenly falling for that many rounds until the other helm kicks in. That's why we call it death time. If you miscalculate it and you're too close to the surface and you have to change helms because somebody just shot you with a helm seeker, oh, those exist. They're special magical ballista and bolts that track the engine and shoot directly at the engine.
Okay, so how long is the Death Seeker or whatever on this ship?
He pauses. Igor pauses. I got this. Looks to the camera. 1 to 4 rounds. I would have said something like 6 to 24 seconds.
How come we didn't do that then with the other ship?
Oh, you did.
No, we just did one round every time.
Pardon?
We just did one round every time.
That was a die 4 with a 1 to roll.
Twice?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's a die 4. You have a 1 in 4 chance of getting a 1.
Unless you're me, then it's a 4 in 4 chance of getting a 1.
I thought we bought this one from the arcane though, not the gnome.
We did.
The clockwork is his device. What made you think it was a gnome?
You kept saying the gnome you got.
Oh, the gnome, the diamond, the tour guide, the gnome with no name. That's your
No
tour.
name,
He's
no.
the guy. He's the guy. He's willingly giving all the information.
Yeah, but you said the gnome you got it from. That's
did?
why I said.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, that was my bad.
It probably
Yeah.
was a slip of the tongue.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It confused me.
But as you can see here, you got the whole nose area is the cargo deck. And in theory, I've seen a version of this where the gravity plane, because of where it's positioned, they've cut out the middle part and they put a cannon, like a large siege cannon. So the gravity plane holds the cannon in place and it sticks out the front nose, losing about 10 tons of cargo.
Who wants to buy a cannon?
But the other thing is, this is a bone. Or where is it? This is actually, even though it doesn't look it that way, this is actually using kind of a bone or a stone. So it's actually got a shell to it. The design of this thing, it's more of a shell. The Arcane did a lot of shell-based stuff. They also have certain stuff that the Illithid use, which are like conch shells and all that stuff in appearance. So when it says bone or stone, that's the saving throws back in the day for 2nd edition. Woo! Stone's actually a pretty good save, for the record. So basically, it's got a DR. It's got a toughness to this craft. I've got some of the changeover rules, but this is the game mechanics part of it. But that is the craft. Oh, and like I said,
Alright, so let's try and quicken this up so they can
Yep.
go shopping.
Yep. Well, that's it. I
What
figured the
extras
first
do
half. Pardon?
What extras do we need on this ship?
Alrighty. Well, first off, if you want to spend 1,000, which is 10 diamond pieces, he can have a coating of the chameleon spell for the hull of the ship. He just sensed somehow you were taken back by that, and that's one of the elven things they have. Because it's an organic-based ship, he can do the same type of chameleon on it.
And Sheila can choose what color it is?
Yep.
Done. What else?
So that is basically 10 diamond bits.
Yep, I paid for it. What else?
Did you want any type of an astrolab?
What is a master lab?
Astrolab. It projects the surroundings around your ship on a bigger scale. Usually the solar system you've entered. Pardon?
How much does that cost?
That costs, 2,500. So that's 2,500 gold.
We need a discount on that.
Normally they can go for 5,000. It's in that category of artifact for magic. He's giving you half price for it.
We're buying a fucking ship, dude. And he
Done.
can't.
That's why he's at 25.
Yes, but it's.
He's already given it 50. It's $5,000 normally. He's selling it to you for half price.
The last thing I bought for
2.5
Black
gold.
Moon Hole Friday Sun was 7.
Alright, anything else we need?
You have a primary engine, I take it, and do you have a do you have a helm, a navigational tool?
We might need one of those for the engine that's already in it.
Or for the other, other
500,
guys drive.
500 gold. And he can give you a
500
clockwork
gold?
helm.
Huh?
It's a clockwork helm. It's the same design as the actual device. It came with it.
The real question is, does the Hobgoblin still have the old helm?
No, unfortunately.
No, that's attached to a ship. That's how that works.
Well, no, it's an item. It bonds with the ship. It's almost as if this item has now. You have 3
Attuned.
Yeah, it
Right,
attunes.
that's what but we didn't have
Just
time
got
to
rid of-
unattune it.
No. So.
Okay, so that's done. Anything else we need?
Well, you seem to have crew. For 2,500, he could throw in 2 barrels, one of Angus salted pork and the other of grog for emergency meals.
And how much was that? Another 25? No.
2,500. Normally they're 2,500 each. He's going to give you both of them for a special.
Alright, done.
This is all in gold, by the way. Even though I give you diamond pieces, it's just, He tells you it's not the best to live off of, but
It's something to live off of.
correct. You'll probably run out of
So-
air way before you run out of food and meat.
Question. I'm assuming you're talking to the Arcane again.
Yeah.
Was I allowed in this
Oh
time?
yeah, you can come in now. You're allowed to come in too now.
Okay.
Guy's bought a ship. Of course he can come on in. Hell yeah.
Alright, now let's shop. Unless there's something else I need for my ship.
Well, he said he had other magic items.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Well, he does say
That's
that
the
there are
shopping
certain
part,
helms
Marlon.
you can
I'm asking if
purchase.
you need anything else for the ship?
The helms themselves can be 5,000 to 10,000 gold, but they may give the ship a certain ability for a limited amount of time, etc. But your ship isn't the ideal for attaching a helm to. Not a helm. Sorry,
A unique helm?
not a unique helm. Figurehead. He's got figureheads, and figureheads can be
That
added
makes
to a
sense.
ship, but they are more for keel-based ships. It's just an aesthetic point of view. You would attach it to the left or the right side of your ship, and it would be off
Can we
balance.
get like a little visor to put on the front of our ship?
Hmm?
Yeah, like a visor to go across the front of the ship.
Huh? Oh, I see what you're saying. A little slit, Well, you can add, but yeah. Anyways, you got 3 little windows and all that stuff. But yeah. But the figureheads would take some work to attach to your ship. Those are 5,000 to 10,000 each. But other than that, he does have effectively more stuff for you. I just need to get library players, DM's book, reference manual. I just want to make sure I get the numbers right again, because they don't put the numbers with the items. They give you the range. Treasure between adventures. There we go. Between adventures. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Common items are about 100. Uncommon 500. Rare items are 5,000. Very rare 50,000. Sorry, that's my bad. The figureheads are around 50,000 gold pieces, and then of course legendary items are 500,000 gold pieces. So yeah, the figureheads would be in the 50,000 gold pieces. The keg, the stuff he was selling you are rare magic items, but he was selling you at half price. They're normally 5,000. He was selling them up 250. The items he just sold you guys. So other than that, with those numbers in mind, he's got a large reference of items. So he senses, he does not want to judge your wardrobe, that you might be in for some upgrades, especially the Warforged who's sitting there. What type of things would you be interested in gathering or learning about?
Ladies.
Do you have anything shiny?
Oh boy.
They're all
it's like,
just a side note, if they have anything Tabaxi, I'd like to take a look at that.
Tabaxi, yes. Alrighty. Library. There we go. Alrighty, so he will let you know. He does have some magical items of armor. He, of course, has lots of different potions, but usually he thinks those as impulse buys at the end of your shopping. He does have some rings, staffs, and he does have some assortment of weapons. He does not have very many Tabaxi-based weapons, as he believes basically he believes in selling magic items that he's got an understanding, or the flow of the magic that goes through them. Tabaxi are their own make and magic, and also Corsair usually likes to grab anything Tabaxi based. If you're interested, you might want to talk to him. He might have some stuff to sell you as well. So he looks towards Lily. What about you? What do you think you may need? How is your gear? Are you protected against the threats of the world around you? Or also, how about your weapons? How are you? Hey, replacing Nexopane! Nexopane!
Hi!
Nexopane's right here!
Hey! Zip it.
Zip it! Zip! Zip it!
Of course, nobody hears him but me.
Nope,
so
exactly.
I look like a lunatic, just screaming at nothing. You know what? I am looking here, and the boots with the fur are nice, but when the fuck has it been cold around here? I'm just saying, like, I need maybe some.
Wow, this mouse is showing up weird on my screen.
Outfit. Fancy.
Outfit fancy. So let me take a peek here. Let us see. How about
something to match my Cloak of the Manta Ray? Also,
Cloak of the Manta Ray. Is there? He does have some leather armors that can provide a resistance. They don't really give you that much of a bonus in combat, but they also do give you. He doesn't know if the leather armor would be considered restrictive to your field of magic. I don't think so. They wouldn't give that much of a bonus, but they could give you a resistance to a few elements, which would be. Looks over to the kobold. Sorry, yeah, Igor. It means you'll take 50% less damage from said element. Thank you, Igor. No problem.
What element?
He does have Radiant, which is healing and holy magic, which I don't think you would really worry about people throwing that at you. He does have one of Necrotic resistance, which is usually the field of dead things. I've also got one of Lightning resistance, which basically any type of lightning attack would be half
dead
damage.
Things do you run into in space?
A lot, actually. And psychic things, too. And they don't have a leather of psychic resistance, mind you.
Can I get, like, a psychic necro boot?
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes?
Before she buys some of this leather armor,
Yeah.
can we figure out what this
The pristine leather armor had like a +1 or something.
Oh, yes, you can look after those if you want. Yep. Oh, you can if you want to start with that. Sure. All right, party sheet. Doot. Alrighty,
The noble
inventory.
longsword's gonna be a Vorpal longsword. I already know that one.
All right, there's the animated shield, which you guys know. It is worth. He can give you 25,000 for that animated shield.
I want to know what it does, not how much it's worth.
Animated shield. While holding the shield, you can speak the command word, and as a bonus action, I've just identified it too. It will leave your hand. It basically leaves and keeping your hands free. Shield remains animated for 1 minute, 10 rounds, until you use a bonus action to end this effect, or until you are incapacitated or die. At which point the shield falls to the ground or into your hand if you have a hand free. The shield is made from wood or metal. This one was a metal one and is carried in one hand. Wielding the shield increases your armor class by 2. You benefit from only one shield at a time. So in other words, it gives you that +2 to your armor class and you're not holding onto the shield. It flies and parries for you. That's what that animated shield did. And it's worth 25 grand. Leather armor. I'm identifying that one. That one right there, Lily, if you're looking for armor, is pristine +2 leather armor. Again, 25 grand he'll give you for that. Potion of climbing. That's right. He'll give you. He'll be nice. Give you 50 gold pieces for that.
$25,000 for the armor.
Yeah.
Unless you're using that, Lily, we're selling it.
Well,
I mean,
I'm wearing
you give-
my Book of the Manta Ray, which lets me swim underwater and breathe underwater. I got the boots with the fur, which I'm looking to upgrade, and
See, the real
that's
question
part
is
and a circlet blasting.
it's either gonna be Lily or Kavina that would want the leather armor, because I know me and Win don't.
I don't think I have any like actual armor on.
Do you show him the Vorpal sword?
Yeah.
Did you want to upgrade your ship?
Yep. How much for the Vorpal sword?
He has
by
to
the way
negotiate.
Things are going, probably a lot more, because that's a legendary,
Yep.
and the other two are only very rare at 25,000.
You should have
Well-
started with these items, boy.
All right. How much for the Vorpal's longsword?
You're not gonna use it?
No.
At
I mean,
the moment,
yeah.
I just
it's
have
nice, but I mean, I like my schnick better. Let's find out how much it's worth first.
I mean, I already have one, so
Right.
He could give you
thinking dual.
75,000 gold for it, but put it this way: he could grant you 75 credit or 50,000 cash.
Or we could talk about upgrading our ship.
He's just pausing. He could, but would that be an overall new ship? Because he tells you there's only so much you can put into a small wagon. But
What
in the
I'm
end,
saying is that you can show us what we could have instead of what we have with the extra fundage.
he'll
It's
get
more like a trading up.
Okay, so first off, let's get to the question here. Does anyone else want the Vorpal sword?
I mean, I could always try dual wielding, but probably not the best idea.
Because that's
We
the
could
big
give-
one there. That's the big cash one in this loot. That's the big one there.
Or we
If
could
I
give it
want
to
it, yes. Can I use
Alphonse.
it now?
I mean, Alphonse already has his +1 mace, but we could give him the Vorpal sword, which give him +3.
Well, we can give him the sword and sell the mace.
The mace isn't going to be worth nearly as much.
True.
The leather armor +2. That could
I
go.
might take that because right now I have basic leather armor on, like just light normal
Kavina,
armor.
because basically you and Kavina
Okay,
would
So
best.
as much as you're saying it like that, this is only +2. So it's exactly the same thing you have, just at +2.
Well, what do you got
Because-
to tell me that's better?
In this game, basic stuff can get you through the entirety all the way up to level 20.
Yeah.
That's
Just,
the way they designed it.
The real thing is, do you think you need the extra 2 AC when you have me and Wind fighting up front?
well, I would also like to stress that Kavina, what do you have on? Because she's up front a little bit more, I would say. I'm just saying.
I think she has the same leather armor.
I have leather armor cold resistant, actually, which I discovered may be an issue.
No, armor doesn't take up an attunement
Yeah.
slot.
Armor.
Okay,
doesn't
well, it
need
says
to-
acquired attunement, and I was like, I
That's-
don't know.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Armor normally.
Carry
doesn't.
on, I will search it.
Okay.
I mean, it might be from the resistance, but
Yeah, it could be the type of magic
It might
that's
be
on it that's done
resistance,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
I mean,
I
Because a
don't.
regular
Honestly,
plus
I
armor
never
does not.
actually had that ring on that I never used.
So what that would do, it would change your armor to a +2 and not take an attunement slot.
So, can I ask how much? I mean, it would be not as much, but I could sell my cold resistant.
What's the rarity of your cold resistant one?
Oh, the arcane pauses, he asks.
Or
Have you washed the armor recently?
But Lily also wanted it, so
What is it?
the armor.
No, it does. It's rare. He could give you 2,500 for it.
So it'd be the same as the +2.
Doop. No, the
The +2 is 25,000.
1,000. He's saying
Oh.
her armor can get her 2,500.
Basic-
2,500.
Basically, from the looks of it, he's offering us halfway halfway into the range of each.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the resistance is required.
By the way, default is 30%. He's doing 50.
we also just spent
That's why.
30,000 gold.
That's why.
Actually, we just spent 40,000 gold pieces with all the things I dropped on.
Yeah. But then again,
And it's the Black Friday. I'm sorry, the Black Eclipse Friday. sale. Okay, so
Did Siren want the
AC
the
checks.
plus
Which
2
one? What's your 2 ACs? Because
My
I feel like
AC
Kavina's probably higher as is because she's dex based.
Mine's 16.
they're both dex based.
yeah,
Oh
So
yeah,
what's your
because she's a
AC,
rogue,
Siren?
not an actual sorcerer.
she's got 16.
And what's yours, Sheila?
16.
Okay, so
For what? AC?
AC.
Yeah.
At 15.
15? Yeah.
So, which one of you is squishier on health?
which one of you runs up more?
Yeah, true. Which one of you is up front more?
Depends what
Oh,
my
that
sword
that,
does.
that,
If I
that
get
that's a
hit,
hard question.
It is,
Right.
because recently...
I have my sword.
If you get hit.
Yeah.
That's the thing is if we give her the
And
leather
by the way,
armor
guys,
plus 2,
for all those that are viewing this, all right,
We're
just
being
got to
meta.
show you. Do you notice what she's got written under special maneuvers on her character sheet, guys? She has written in Orcish submission poses on her character sheet under special maneuvers. Wait, I think you've also got a beautiful thing under notes. Here it is, appearance. Huge boobs. And she's actually done the ASCII characters for boobs with an LOL. There we go, guys. That's awesome.
Oh, also, personality traits: impulsive, selfish, and outspoken.
No.
Not my character
So
at all.
if I was suggesting
shit
giving
out.
armor to anyone, unfortunately, it would be to Siren, so she never gets hit and has to use that sword.
Yeah.
Right. I am okay with giving her the leather armor.
But yeah, that would be an attunement for that. But yeah.
No, it's
no,
not.
the leather armor doesn't.
No.
No.
So for her armor,
For Kavina,
Kavina's
yeah.
armor, it is, yeah, but not for. So if that's the case, alrighty. So then in that case, what you can do is, oops, have they fixed it? Boop. No, it didn't. All right, I have to have the inventory page open. Not like.
Oh, he's gonna dye these for free, right?
Boop. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a mixture of a cantrip and a permanency spell, and he's done. There we go.
I mean, I could do it myself, but fuck that shit. I ain't got time
And
for that.
by the way, all you have to really do is unequip your one leather armor, which should be, I think you got it as a t-shirt already, right? Because you're wearing it.
Yes, let me get back to inventory. Leather armor unequipped.
And then equip the.
Is it already in there?
Yeah, it's right underneath the leather armor. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Why
leather
did I
armor.
Oh man, guys, I
Oh.
really need this potion of climbing.
All right, can I sell my leather armor because like I need it out of my inventory? It's taking up space.
Yeah, he'll give you 5 gold for it if you want.
Okay.
Have you washed it?
I just took it off. It smells like me. That is a benefit.
That you won't believe how that sells. All right.
Okay, so he just gave you 5 gold for it, and he's gonna go make 50 gold from it.
Dude, if he wants to sell my panties to other people for money, whatever.
At that point, the ogre and the gnome. What?
If I just put a storm in there, how do I fix this? There we go.
Yeah.
Can I like delete
Yep.
it?
Yep, you can.
How do I delete it?
Oh, you hit the little brown button on the bottom.
What?
At the very bottom, you got that little
slash mark.
Yeah, little slash. You click on it, and then you get the other bonus, and then you get the red, and you click it twice. Here we go. Oops.
All right. Did I do it?
No.
Did I kill it? I unnamed it first.
I have questions.
I got this. Hold on. I'll go like this, and then you just hit the red thing beside it. You hit it twice, doop, and it's gone. It's got a confirmation when you do that. You get little red symbols beside each item, and you click it twice to make sure you confirm you want to delete that. There we go. But I've got rid of it for you now. And your armor class should be updated on your main page. Look at that. You're a 17 now.
You're as high as I am.
Alrighty. So next then.
I
There's
want to
only
replace
one
the
other
boots
potion
with
to-
fur, but I'm not decided yet. So unless he's got something else to show me, move on to someone else for the time being.
You got it. So, okay, potion of healing. Somebody needs it. There's 3 potions of healing. So guess what, guys? Everyone. Oh, by the way, if you haven't done it already, we're looking at the party sheet, which is the eye icon with the 3 little guys on the upper right-hand corner. And then there's the party sheet that's got all the items in there, you see. And you can drag them onto your character sheet. There are 3 potions of healing. I suggest
So do I
each one of you grab one and pull it onto your character sheet. It'll automatically take one of the 3.
There's 4.
4 of us, though.
Uh-oh.
One of us gets the greater healing. The other 3 get regular healing.
I think I should get the greater healing.
I think the one with the most hit points should get the greater healing. Because they need a lot more drinking to heal, if that makes sense.
Did that work? Did I do it right?
How many
Oh,
hit points
Yep,
you got?
it actually tells you in the...
well,
it tells you.
125.
You have to drag it into
I guess
you have to have the inventory page open. And Kavina got it.
Is it called
know
potion
it's,
of healing? 'Cause
not
it's potion.
identified, right?
He has to identify it.
What? It's not identified? Oh, crap. It's not identified. I've identified it now, but where's yours, Kavina?
I can just change my other ones to a 7 instead.
No, I got that.
I fixed it. Don't do anything. I fixed it. Because I had 6 potion of healing,
Ah.
and so I'm just gonna change that to 7 and then delete the other one.
Okay, that works.
Done.
I'm like, what? Oh, I couldn't follow. Wait, that's right. That works. Alrighty.
These rations that I have, are these
And the
still
next question.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I just pictured you going through your bag and you pull out like the sandwich that was packed when you guys left his dad's
I
house.
think we probably ate them forever ago. Can I delete? Should I delete them?
They're like trail mix stuff, so they're pretty
I
good
have like
stuff.
5 rations from like the beginning of the game. I'm pretty sure they're not.
You can delete them if you want. Yeah, that would.
I mean, I'm I ate some weird shit, but I'm drawing the line here.
They're like MREs. They don't go bad.
They do go bad, but it's a very, very extended period of time.
Well, I think we
That's
ate
what
them
I
up
meant.
amongst the many times we
So,
were.
animated shield. Did you want to sell it? Did you want to give it to anybody?
What does it do?
It
It's
basically.
a shield, and you can say the command word, and it floats around you for 1 minute.
Like fucking Alucard? Fuck yeah! Give that to one of the bro dudes.
We're not giving magic items to your army.
No, I meant like Alphonse or like Igor or like one of you all.
If Alphonse no longer has to
We're
hold
not-
his shield, he'd then go two-handed.
It looks so cool.
We can give it to Alphonse. He can start fighting two-handed, and I will use his shield, and I can fight with my longsword and the shield.
Okay.
If that works with everyone else.
Nope, we want that 25,000 gold.
That's the
Right,
other thing.
Shiva?
It's 25,000 gold. That will be split 4 ways. Try and figure that one out.
Or if we sell a Vorpal Longsword and that, it comes out to an even 100,000.
Actually, we're talking about trading the Vorpal Longsword for an upgraded ships.
Yeah, we could do the same with the animated shield. It would put a total of 100.
That's true.
Right?
So,
But what I'm getting at is that if we do the whole Alphonse switch thing and I get a shield, it puts me at a higher.
So for now, we're just not going to deal with those items that are in the party sheet now. We're going to deal with the money you have on you for purchasing stuff for yourselves. Is that what we're looking at now then?
yes.
Cool. All right, so we'll close that up. We'll come back to
Actually,
that.
If we can look at that real quick and see what the options are for upgrade, then we can decide whether or not we're keeping or selling them.
I'd rather just get you guys.
Because if we sell them, then that's an extra 100. Okay, 75,000. We can spend.
Oh, you mean on a ship? You mean or not?
Yeah.
Right.
Upgrade on a ship, and if we decide not to upgrade the ship, then.
Yeah. By the way, anyone watching, my mouse is being rendered really funny. It works okay on my screen, but it's the itty bitty squidgy thing on my. I have to do not track the mouse type of thingy somewhere on.
I mean,
OBS.
the other thought is that if nothing in that he has to offer costs us 75,000, and we don't want to upgrade our ship, we can give a Vorpal Longsword to Alphonse if absolutely necessary.
That would make Alphonse the most kick-ass NPC ever. A Vorpal sword and
An animated.
I'm
shield.
actually still kicking around whether or not I want it.
Okay.
Well, hey, if you don't sell it and you give it to Alphonse and you change your mind later, you just go, Alphonse, give me that sword back.
Unless we can get a kick-ass ship upgrade.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I'm saying.
why
Ironically, there isn't that big of a thing. The bigger that would be available, you'd be starting to go back to like the ship he's got parked out there, right?
Suppose we couldn't upgrade to that with just a half of what he wants. I suppose you're right. All right.
Because he might, it's something along those lines is the next big thing he's got parked outside, right?
Oh my god, we could be pirates.
Don't have enough crew though.
Well, no.
The first
how
number.
much crew it can hold.
Yeah. No, actually, if you don't have that number of people, you start getting maneuverability penalties because that crew's for all the sails and the rigging and all that stuff.
The way I was reading this, maybe I was just reading it wrong. The first number is how many it takes, and then
the second is how much it can hold.
Okay.
yeah, that's what I was reading it as.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have
So-
just about 40 people. We're not.
No, you know what the
That would
kicker, you know what the other thing is? You see how big
Right.
that ship is? It's only got, because of all the stuff on it, it's only got 30 tons of cargo space. Remember that hammer ship I showed you guys? It has 30 tons of cargo space. So there's a comparison of why that hammer ship is such a good one.
12 light ballista and 9 medium ballista. This is a attack ship
Yeah,
in comparison.
yeah.
But the gold for it.
Because that's the next
Right.
jump up. Because the other ones are in around, like basically, it would be, because the only other ones he got, because I grabbed ones that were somewhat feasible, because I didn't realize the legendary item in the room. So most of the stuff I quickly grabbed at a quick reference were like the hammer ship, the man of war, the schooner, the tradesman, all those type of things that are in the budget you had, kind of, right? So I haven't got a huge list of, and to be honest, he himself might not have a huge list because those would be more custom orders. You wouldn't sit there with a 150,000 gold piece item. Well, he is in this case, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
Right. Carry on with the shopping, then I don't think we're going to upgrade the ship.
yeah. Yep.
Which means somebody
Kind of
can.
like our little tiny ship. It's cute.
Alrighty, so let us get then. Alrighty. You said, alright, so still Siren, you said, so you've got the armor, and you're good for now, and move on to the next person you said, unless there's boots or
Well,
something?
I want to look at some better boots options, but unless he's got something to really wow me, we might as well move on to other people and come back to me.
Alrighty, let's do that then. Rabbit, do you have anything of thought? You are a gamer junkie, so you can think of things that he might have available. Like, again, he can break it down for you. Are you looking for something for protection? Do you want something for your weapons? Are you, you do want tabaxi-based stuff. He doesn't really have anything along those lines. He's got more of the traditional. He does have a few wondrous items as well. Wondrous items are things that don't fall into a proper category. And he does have a few rings as well.
Okay, what does he have?
He might
Like,
be...
it's hard to, if I can go through a list and tell you what I want.
All right. The items he has, he does have a brooch of shielding. He does have... actually, if I drag that into chat, are you guys able to take a look at that? Or is it hidden to you?
Yeah, we can see it.
And it also has the image there. All these items have little images to it. Because...
Ooh.
See, the brooch, that's what I'll do. I'll just drag the items in.
I like brooches. Does it match my cloak?
I
Real
can't look at
question.
the picture.
What? You can't see the picture?
No.
I can't either. It's because we don't have the module.
Oh, give me a second then.
Okay, so it can look like whatever you want it to look like. These items.
Wondrous items. But you have to think about, you actually have to read what it says and think about whether it's worth it.
So if you guys have my channel open and wait a few seconds, that's the brooch of shielding that's in my channel right now. Nice little window shot of it. And effectively what a brooch of shielding does, while wearing the brooch, you have a resistance to force damage, and you have immunity from the magic missile spell.
We just can't see the picture.
Oh, okay.
We can't open the picture because we don't have a module.
And whatever the price is listed there, he's doing 50%. So that would be 500 gold. Half of that, he's doing it for
101 to 500. So
yeah, well, you know.
It's most likely going to be the top range.
Right. Okay, so that range is really for, you're probably going to buy it for 500 and sell it for closest to 100.
Okay. Does it come in silver?
Yes.
Okay, you remember that thing I said about it looks like whatever you want it to really look like?
Well, they do like their images. I do know that. Alrighty. Alrighty. He's got one of them in there. A belt of dwarven kind is another item that he's got. These are the... Boop. And, well, hey, you know, it's a big, burly, manly belt. He has... where is it? No, there it is.
Oh, yeah, I don't need that. No thanks.
Alright, this is an odd, but he's got one rolled up.
How my beard would look.
It says if you're capable of growing one, or a visibly thicker beard if you already have one. Technically, you have fur on your chin, so it would just be thicker.
Yeah, it'd be like the longer little Fu Man, not the Fu Manchu. Yeah, it'd be more like a Fu Manchu kind of hang down type thing.
All right, I'll think about it.
Yep.
The carpet of flying.
But if I get the belt, it also increases my AC.
And, ladies and gentlemen, magic carpet ride. What? Carpet of flying. There is no image. There's just what size it is. This would just be the, what was it? The smaller 5x3 carpet he's got.
Can carry up to twice the weight shown on the table, but we don't see the table.
Oh, okay. Half speed, yep. No, actually, that will. This one will be the 4x6, 400 pounds, flying speed of 60, is what he's got, and he would sell that one not for what my average thing. That one he would do for He'd do it for 10,000. He'd do it for 10,000 for that one.
That's it?
Yep. Because it can get bigger and carry a lot more and all that stuff. But the one he for 10,000. And from where he comes from, I hate to say this, flying carpets could be a dime a dozen. But you know, you know, you had to do security on the higher towers for a reason, Mr. Aladdin. All right, so and
That's only 10 diamond pieces, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't turn that down.
You can already climb. Why do you need to fly?
Because we're about to fly around in a ship.
Well, you can't fly through space just randomly. There's no atmosphere.
He's got an engine attached to his back. He might be redundant with a carp. Oh my god.
But
his engine could, in theory, latch onto the carpet. And you could navigate at Spelljammer speeds.
Flying through these, what are the pathways called? The ley lines?
Magic carpet.
You see this guy, he's got his hands on his hip, got the spirit going behind him, and this magic carpet.
The lack of oxygen or the ability to carry enough supplies on you, you'd have to compensate. You'd have to have a bag of holding for supplies and something to allow you to breathe. And it could be a thing.
You don't have a whole lot of mass, so you're not going to have a big air bubble. See, now if I was in your position, I don't require food or air.
For some reason, the arcane thinks that might be interest of somebody.
Oh, god damn it.
Yes. I like shopping, okay?
Okay, so here's the problem.
Yeah.
I'm interested in several of these items, but I don't know what the Tabaxi guy has, Corsair.
He basically does have a +1 in several types of the Tabaxi weapon. It'd be just a +1 weapon. Magical +1 Tabaxi. That's all he's really got. He doesn't have anything like a flaming Tabaxi sword or anything like that. It still has all the promises. That's all he's really got. Unfortunately, this isn't the spot for Tabaxi shopping, as it were.
Right.
If you go to a spot where the Rangers are and all that stuff, that's where they enchant their own magic items. Or your father's blade can be, the Tabaxi weapons can be, you can add to them. Because it's like a lineage sword, so that item has the room to grow on your character. This arcane, unfortunately, doesn't have that ability.
Okay. So, are you going to get the flying carpet war?
Why would I need it? See, I don't have an engine on my back.
You don't need an engine on your back.
I suppose.
That's true.
Okay, how often do I... Ooh.
The next item is he pulls out a small bronze griffin. Now, this style of griffin is a little bit like the Persian style. You know, you've got like the head. You still got the bird head and all that stuff, but you know how the Persians do the wings and all that kind of stuff? It's got that kind of look. He's got a bronze figurine.
Okay,
set of gloves.
What I'm thinking about here, Lugnut, is how often do I like to jump from ship to ship?
Quite often.
All right. So if I have a flying carpet or a bronze griffin, because last time I checked, my cape didn't let me fly.
Sorry.
No.
So for those that can't
You
see
asked
it
if
in
I
chat,
was gonna get it.
If you
I don't-
get the flying carpet, what would be my purpose?
You
can
carry
carry
Siren.
No longer carry you?
actually, you never really carried him. It was always Siren.
She
Yeah,
carried
so-
me 3 or 4 times.
And besides, I have to say this, Kavina, you have proven the usefulness of those boots several times where no dexterity save was needed. I'm going to levitate off the ground for a bit. All right, so those that can't see the small typing, effectively what he has got are a brooch of shielding, a belt of dwarven kind, carpet of flying, dimensional shackles, figurine of wondrous power, small griffin, gloves of thievery, and Heward's handy haversack. And that's what he's got. He does have a musical instrument, but he doesn't think any of you guys use that. He does have where's necklace of adaptation? That's another thing. Boop.
Of what?
Necklace of adaptation.
Where's that at? I want to see that. Let me look at that.
I'm popping the image up for you. Bing.
Wearing this necklace, you can breathe normally in any environment. You have advantage on saving throws made against harmful gases and vapors. Does this?
Hold up. Does this mean I can breathe in space?
That was I was gonna ask. Does this work on no atmosphere?
Cloud, clisting, cloud. Hold on. Breathe normally in any environment. Yes. This would allow you. It would create. Wait, can you go?
You know what that means, right?
If you get the flying carpet and this necklace,
I don't need a ship anymore.
Bye, guys. It's nice knowing you. I'm off to adventure.
how many carpets does he have?
He's got a few.
Because I mean, I don't need to breathe as is.
Oh, come on, guys.
So me and Lugnut could be like,
We will jump from ship to
Like,
ship and take them
right.
over.
right. We'll be the boarding party.
You two can have your fun shopping. We're gonna go steal some ships.
How many necklaces adaptation does he have?
That he's only got the one.
That does nothing for me. The haversack does not really do anything for me.
Oh, and this, because taking a fact, he sells stuff that would be good for spell jamming.
Oh, and Lily can have that.
I think that would be useful.
But that would
No,
take
she
over a
can't have
cloak
It's a
spot.
cloak. It's your.
It would
It's
take
a
over the
cloak.
Oh, but I
Yeah.
have an awesome cloak that lets me do
Wait a
water
second.
things.
Right, but you could switch them out based on the
could.
situation
Yeah.
you need them for.
Which one
It's
is
only a
this?
short rest.
And that is the image up is the wings of flying.
Wings of Flying. Is that
The carpet of flying does not have a time restraint on it.
No.
Oh my god, the Wings of Flying.
The wings of flying do.
Yep. It's 1 hour. It sounds familiar, doesn't it, Kavina?
Although
So
that's 1 hour.
cute.
With the
Oh.
boots, it's only when they're in action. This one, once it goes away, I assume you could no longer use it.
Well, it says or until you repeat the command word as an action. But it's also when they disappear, you can't use them again
Oh.
for 1d12 hours. So you don't have to wait for a long rest. It's a 1d12 waiting. What's your flying speed with your boots?
I think it's the same. 60, I think.
We could have races, Kavina. Flying.
And that's about it for the specialty items.
What does he have for
has.
rings?
For rings, well, I'm not going to tell you. You just got to pick a ring out of the box, and it's like a Cheerios. No, I'm kidding. All right.
probably get that. We already got a pretty good sack of all the holding thingies.
All right. He does have a few resistance rings. They are like the cloak. Basically, you will have resistance, half damage. They are worth 2,500 each, and he actually has access to a ring of every type. He's got a ring of force resistance, fire resistance, lightning resistance, necrotic resistance, poison resistance, psychic resistance, radiant resistance. So, you know, it's a resistance. I got it.
Do you have any belts of giant
How
strength?
many rings?
No, he doesn't, unfortunately. Just the dwarven belt. He's apparently
want-
that one
I want a
sells
ring-
pretty good.
I want a ring of psychic resistance.
Psychic resistance, 2,500.
Because when I go into a rage, I have resistance to
everything,
but
but you don't have psychic. That is right. So that would make you.
I go into a rage and I resist everything.
I do not see that. The only problem is he's probably only got one of each, and it would take time for him to grab another one because he can do stuff to make.
Does anyone
he can
else
make these
need
rings.
a ring of psychic?
No, but I will be buying the amulet of adaptation and the carpet of flying.
Alrighty.
I will be getting a carpet of flying, the belt of dwarven kind, and a ring of psychic.
Well, I guess I want the Batwing things because I
You,
guess I
like,
don't.
there's other there's
water
some swords and all that, but I think it's the wondrous items that you kind of,
The wondrous items are what pique your interests.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I put that on your. Did that go on your character sheet? Wait, was that a breastplate? How did the breastplate show up of psychic resistance?
Spiritual breastplate armor. Excuse me, I don't like armor.
What that was okay. It was the ring, apparently.
I mean, it's not identified for me, so.
Yeah.
But it says a suit of armor carefully crafted in etched with runes.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm
three
not
items,
wearing armor.
3 items, right?
You
Sorry?
can be attuned to 3.
Yeah. Unless there's one class that gets past that, but
And your Nexal Bane is cursed and takes up attunement.
it does. Sadly.
So I only have 2 things to
He,
change.
by the way, he does have the ability to remove that curse if you would like, and he charges 2,000 gold, and that's cheap for a remove curse. He knows
If
the
the
curse.
curse is removed, can I still keep the sword and we could still be friends?
Yeah, you're just not cursed.
Technically, when you wield the weapon, you'll get cursed again. It's like, I can remove the curse, take the weapon away from you. It's not my fault if you decide to pick the weapon up and get cursed
No, that's
again.
not how curses work. Once you remove curses, they become normal weapons.
Yeah, it becomes a normal weapon.
But
Well,
this is
am I gonna lose my
ego
friend?
weight.
yes, you'll lose your friend.
I need my friend.
Yeah.
Rather be cursed.
I mean, it depends on how crazy you are.
Pretty damn crazy!
Could
I mean,
be
you
still
could
be
always
your friend.
have a Nexal Bane just made up in your mind.
In fact, it could
I
already
might
all be
already
in your
have
head.
one made up in my mind. I've not proven this is
He
real.
might have
Yeah.
stopped talking to you a long time ago.
Yeah, actually, no, that's kind of funny. Hey, guys, I want to tell her this, but that's just a regular sword. What? It's not cursed. I thought you guys were going along with this. No, that's not cursed, man.
Well,
So what was the
So-
other thing you said you wanted?
Me?
Yeah.
Belt of Dwarven kind and a carpet flying.
Carpet of Flying.
How much was the ring?
The ring is the half E on it. That one's 2,500 gold.
2,500. So
And the carpet was cheaper.
20.
So that was like what?
Oh, I'm not.
how's the carpet compared to the wing cloak?
Carpet's more versatile.
I can't. 20. The carpet. You
Okay,
said.
so
was
here's the
what?
difference between the
Was
carpet and the
10,000.
cloak. The cloak is on your back and you can immediately do it. The carpet you have to roll out.
And
How
it can
long
be
does the carpet
snagged. Basically, the other thing is, it can be a target of an attack, whereas the cloak is attached to you, and you can't. Yet, with the carpet, you can actually try to whip or move the carpet. You know what I mean? You're attached to the carpet when you're on it, but it could actually be attacked as an object. Yeah.
I want
Unless, of course, I activate my help.
And then, yes.
So I can't get the carpet of flying. So
Got ya.
Why
I
not?
don't have enough diamond pieces for that.
How much are the carpets to fly?
Daddy was buying
They're
from.
the size that he said he had. It's 10,000.
Yeah.
Which would be 100 gold pieces.
100.
You mean
10,000.
10,000? You mean...
10,000 divided by 100
Oh,
is 100.
yeah. My 10,000. Yes, brain's working. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what he
So-
said.
So I'm gonna have to go with the Belt of Dwarven kind and the Ring of Resistance.
Any of these catch your eye, Sheila Bobby? Like, what do you have on you? Do you have the wait? Do you have the quiver? Right, you have the quiver of Alona, which is
Right.
really good. Did you want to change up your armor?
Well, he didn't have armor for me.
Oh, I haven't gotten to
Well,
the
he
armor
had
yet. I
some.
haven't-
He had some armor, but
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna ask if he wanted to buy my Ring of Evasion unless somebody else wanted it, but
Half the price he'll buy it for.
Is it attuned?
It's an attunable item, yes.
Oh, okay, then no.
so it would be 2,500.
Yeah. You can get 2,500 gold from him if you want.
Yeah, I'll sell it.
Do
So that's is that 15 diamond pieces? Is that math?
2,500 is 25 diamond pieces.
25 dimes.
Yeah, 25. Just 25 diamond pieces for that. Take the 2 zeros off. That's it.
Can I get my carpet, my brooch, or my necklace?
Alrighty. So you're doing the adaption?
Yep.
Do any of those boots he has require attunement?
Yeah, some of the boots do. I haven't gotten to the boots yet, but most boots do. Unfortunately, because of the spell they have, I do believe. I'll check. I can see you're trying to travel light. You know what I hate is it's now. What was it I dragged onto your sheet? You got so much stuff here. It changes it to a necklace. No, you're not a necklace. You're a boop. There we go. And then carpet of flying. Hey, guess what? It's a carpet. And if you want to make a note on your character sheet, it is the 4x6 one. 4x6 carpet. And it looks damn nice. It's like a Persian rug with all the little details, and the colors are beautiful and crisp. Derpy derp.
I was being pestered by the roommate being meta.
Puma, get back into chat. Back into chat. All right, so when it comes to
Actually, in this instance, we might not be being meta because the arcane guy would be perfectly willing to tell us
oh yeah,
things that we are inadequate with that his wares could definitely solve.
I mean, his question was his comment was that he's surprised nobody took the haversack.
Oh, I have a bag of holding.
Dude,
Yeah,
I have
and
to hold shit.
and Lily has the army, and Kavina has her quiver,
Yep.
and I'm carrying 21.1
You
pounds
don't need
out of
it.
540.
Boots.
You think that's enough?
You think what's enough?
I mean, you sure we don't need the bag?
Pretty sure.
I had thought about the bag, but what would I put in the bag? Weapons, that's what my quiver's for.
Everything other than weapons?
But, I mean, how many of those things do I have currently?
A lot, I imagine.
Not anything crazy. Nothing that wouldn't fit in a normal backpack.
Right, but the thing about the handy haversack is that all those things go into it and weigh the same thing at all times. That's the nice thing about my bag of holding. My bag of holding weighs 15 pounds. So the way it's set up now, I haven't done anything because it's not really messing with me, but I'm really only carrying like 40, 50 pounds.
Well,
Even
then
if my
I'll just
current
have you
weight
hold
says
things.
138.
Too many things.
Yeah, the only boots he's got. I'm sorry, it just rolled, and he's just got boots of speed. They require attunement, and basically, if you click your heels together, the boots double your walking speed. And any
Hey, look, you can
creature
keep up
that
with me in war.
the creature that makes and any creature that makes an opportunity attack against you has disadvantage on the attack roll. You click your heels together again, and the effect property has basically you can use it for a total of 10 minutes, and then after a long rest, it's recharged, ready to go again.
As someone who just watched The Wizard of Oz the other day.
And oh my gosh, they look like Elven Nike.
Ooh, I need to see. Show.
I don't know. I kind of don't like the look of them. They do look like they're a running shoe, don't they? An elven running shoe.
Yeah, but they look like those goofy ass hippie ones.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, we could have.
Remember when toe shoes were a thing?
Toe shoes.
Oh, those were hippie. Sorry, no offense to anyone who wears toe shoes, but ew.
No offense, but ew. Alrighty. Leather.
Like a hippie.
All right, so that's all he has for the boots, really. There were a couple of leather resistance armors he had. But if you're looking, and I think I think they need attunement. I'm just going to go back to the necrotic one he had. Yes, they require attunement. So if you're not looking for attunement, you're looking at probably
the resistance ones all require
attunement.
What do you have for boots? Because I might switch out the boots with the fur. Because I don't think it's going to be too cold.
He does have Mariner's leather armor and Mariner's studded leather armor. They don't require, actually, both of them are the same, right? They're just different types of armor. Depending on what you want, they're
leather armor or studded leather?
Both. The leather armor he's selling for 200, and he's selling 400 for the studded leather. Effectively, what they do is, while wearing this armor, you have a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. In addition, whenever you start your turn underwater with 0 hit points, the armor causes you to rise 60 feet towards the surface. The armor is decorated with fish and shell motifs.
Is this like saying we're going to get like stuck in underwater battles?
No, he just,
For that.
there's a lot of sailors that came from a water background. That's what he's got. Actually, I'm just randomly rolling on the chart off screen here on the side, so you don't see my dice rolls.
Is there
Because if you see my dice rolls, it tells you what I've rolled. So, and I don't want that to suddenly show up. All right, so that's all he's really got for that, and he's got a leather +1 as well, which does not require attunement, and effectively it'll just add 1 more to your armor class.
Well, I probably can't stack it on top of the leather I
No,
already have.
you take the better of the two.
No, you can't even do that.
Oh, you can't even wear the
wear
one.
One or the other. They're both armor.
Yeah, they're both. Yeah. So
when
if
it
Sheila
comes to
Bobby
attuning-
if she wanted to change hers that needs attunement out, she can get a +1 if you want, Kavina, for your character, if you want, which would just add 1 more to your armor class if you had that.
Yes, please.
You got it, and that is he'll give you it for 2,000.
If I have Wings of the Flying and I wear it, how quick can I switch to the Manta Ray cloak if needed?
Oh, you have to spend
Yeah.
15
Only one
minutes.
of them
You need a
requires
15-minute.
attunement.
Oh,
Both does not.
Which one does not
Because
require
both are
attunement?
cloaks. I can't wear them both at the same time, correct?
correct.
Correct.
Which one does not require attunement?
The Wings requires, the Cloak of the Manta Ray does not.
So
Really?
to put the cloak of Manta Ray on, it would take nothing. To
Okay.
reattune to the
flying.
wing.
No, that's not how it works. You don't unattune because you've taken it off.
Yeah. So once you're attuned to the
Well,
wing,
no, I can stay
you'll be
attuned
able.
to it.
Yeah.
You could-
If you're attuned, it's just a matter of swapping what cloak you're wearing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I could do that pretty
Really,
easy.
the mana ray does not require attunement.
Yeah, I'm already attuned to it. But I'm just
No.
saying, if I got
Oh.
the wings,
If it,
No,
if it
that's not how it
requires
works.
attunement, if it requires
If it
attunement,
requires attunement, you can only be attuned to 1 cloak at a time.
Yeah,
yeah, I
one.
know, but only one of them requires attunement, which is the Wings of Flying. The Manta Ray does not.
Oh,
So
okay.
if I attune
That's
to
what
the
I'm just checking right now too. The ring.
I could take them off and swap back and forth as needed, and stay attuned to the wings.
Derpy.
She's right.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It's weird. Like, I think it's based on what abilities the item gives you is whether or not they determine attunement. It's almost like in 5th edition, it's almost like a level cap for items or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, these are really powerful, so you can only have so many on at a time, as opposed to, well, you can have a spell doing that for you at the same time. You know what I mean? I think it's weird.
Can you give me my...
No, I'm up for you.
And will he buy my cold resistance?
What's the price on that one?
5,000.
5,000. He'll. You know what? He'll do an equal trade because it's the same price range.
Oh, I thought you said it was 2,000.
Yeah,
he was selling it at. He sells it at half price.
and
Normally they buy at like 30% or lower. So he's just they're in the same price range. So he's offering a complete
That's
swap.
fine. Yeah, I'll do a swap.
And then fine leather armor. Let me change that around for you. Derp.
Okay.
And by the way, what I do with some magic items that like some magic items, like this is just finely crafted and all that stuff. But one thing I want to do with attuned items is anything that you have that's attuned, the longer it's attuned to you, I would just say certain characteristics of your character might come out a little bit more. I won't say the entire image will change differently, but say you had a little bit of a theme about your character, the longer you're attuned to the item, it might pick up little aspects of your appearance. That's more of just, cosmetic thing. Alrighty, so that is that.
Did you give me this stuff?
I did, and it should be on your character sheet now. Leather armor +1.
Okay.
Underneath the cold resistance there for you.
There we go.
And most people keep their armor, so that's why, if you think about the stuff he's got to sell, most people end up keeping their gear unless they're upgrading, so that's why he doesn't have as much for that element. Weapons, on the other hand, though, those are particulars. We got some...
Does he got a bow?
Yep. I'm going to see what it is going to...
The question is the bow better than your +1?
Exactly, yep. There we go, weapons. And roll is... How many are there? There are...
So I'm sorry to say, Vit, but the only way that I'd be able to join you on your flying escapade is if we sold the Vorpal sword and split it.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth one is that guy. Bang. Uh-oh, it requires attunement.
I got rid of two of my tuning things. One wasn't really working, I guess, and then my armor. So I have a space clear.
You trade your cold resistance armor for
+1 armor, and
Okay,
then
so that's
I had a ring of evasion equipped, but never used it. So
All right. He's got a longbow +2, which is 2,500. Which that just gives you a 20. It gives you a +2.
it would be +1 better than your current
One, but he's also got a longbow of warning. But I think by default it's just a +1 bonus because in 5th edition it doesn't mention a bonus. And effectively, there's no cool image for it because it's based off the Trident of Warning. The magic weapon warns you of danger. It's like Sting from Hobbit. When the weapon is on your person, you have advantage on initiative rolls. That means when you roll initiative, you roll it with advantage no matter what element you're in. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet of you cannot be surprised. It's like your bow's glowing. Oh shit! You know what I mean? It's like, or whatever your trigger is. There's that slight hum of wood or whatever. And except when incapacitated, by something other than non-magical sleep. The weapon magically awakes you and your companions within range if any of you are sleeping naturally when combat starts. Who's doing watch? The bow's on watch. All right. So that's an option. I'm
pretty sure the
+1.
The things
Okay,
are on watch.
so, quick question. All of us have flying implements except for War. War doesn't have enough to buy a flying carpet, and I only have 20 diamond pieces left. We're in an effort to save the Vorpal longsword and give it to Vaughn's. Is anyone willing to pitch in for a magic carpet for War?
I think you're muted, Siren. You're still muted. Yeah. Are you talking, Siren?
broken. Everything is broken.
Am I muted?
Yeah, you were muted.
We said it.
I want the wings of flying, and how much does that cost?
Wings of flying would be 2,500, which would be 25 diamond pieces.
I'll take those, and then do you need me to put some towards the cause for you guys to get?
How much are you putting forward, War?
I have 2 diamond pieces, 80 gold pieces, and 28 silver pieces.
So War's not really contributing much.
I'm not overly worried about it. But
Right, I have 20 diamond pieces left.
Because,
Which means we're short
I will
8.
admit there could be an advantage for the entire gaming group being able to fly on a short notice if things get bad.
Well, we've seen how well wind drives.
Ow!
I drive just fine, thank you.
when there's nothing to
There's
crash
the
into.
guy who wanted to do a loop-de-loop with the ship he just got into when he never even been in a spaceship before.
Right, I was trying to break the ship.
And it worked.
Darn it!
I succeeded. I flew great. Also, we walked away from that landing, so...
Any landing you can walk away from, blah, blah, blah. We gotcha.
Look, I want to fly.
I put that cloak in there.
Fly.
Sheila
I'm
Bobby,
at
did you know?
25.
Did you want either of
25.
those 2 items?
Okay, I have a question.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you guys think? If I get the +2 longbow, that means that technically with my archers of archer things, I would have 1d8 plus 9 for my longbow.
You're doing a minimum of 10 if you hit.
Oh,
So
wow.
Is that worth?
That is a decent chunk.
That is a
Doing
decent...
a
I will
level
admit...
11
Yeah.
doing the hunter's mark.
If I did my hunter's mark, yeah.
Yeah, your Hunter's Mark plus your bracers, it's 1d8 plus the die for Hunter's Mark plus 9.
Go for it.
Yeah,
11
the other one,
damage.
ooh, we're going to be sneak attacked. That's a circumstantial item. It's good when it happens, but otherwise it's just a regular bow otherwise. Whereas that one, that's the 50 caliber bow shot, okay?
I mean,
The
'cause
whack.
I like the bow of warning. Like, it sounds cool,
Mhm.
but
But at the
I
same
have to
time, we
see-
have a crew of 30 Warforges that all can stand watch.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I would like to sell my +1 bow while I'm at it, which would be 250 gold.
Yep. 2,500. Well, actually, what's the price for plus one?
250.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
500 for that one? Yeah.
Yes, so I would like to get rid of that. And then I would like to buy the fancy bow,
I put...
the +2 bow. Which, can I just change this to +2?
Give me 1 second. I'll just drag and drop it, and then the game mechanics should do the rest.
Okay, and then you have to
And
add...
it is 2,500 for that bow.
Yes, can do.
Got you.
Um,
So I just dragged that on to Kavina.
and then
And by the
you
way,
have-
Siren, your Lily has the cloak on there now. It should be Wings of Flying. Yeah. It's on the bottom because it's a W. It's Wings of Flying, even though it's a cloak
Not
type thing.
updated. I just see water skin down there.
Oh, maybe you have to close or I have to close out of it to save it or something, but it should be there. We've had that problem happen before. And did I
broke
just... Ornate longbow. That's what you look for. Oh my god, it says you have 2 ornate longbows. Maybe
Still
I
not
dragged it
showing.
twice.
Are you sure it's under W? Drink it.
longbow +2. Okay.
Do you have any very vague named items, Siren?
I'm just going to open it up again. No,
Oh,
Most of
we're
my
not-
named items are pretty rare.
Well,
well,
no, I mean, like, it just says...
it could be
boost
just a
or
lag thing because it's here on my screen right now. but-
we are currently having a syntax error.
Oh, really?
I am a syntax error. Welcome in, Al.
Alrighty. Oh, that's the weight.
Maybe
There you
that's
go.
what broke it and why I can't see it because there's a syntax error.
There we go. So, did it change? So that should have your bow all updated there for you.
What was it?
It's just longbow +2. It should be on your character sheet now.
Yes, did you add the +2 again for the archers? Remember you had to do that manually?
Yeah. Where
For-
is
for
it?
some
Longbow
reason, it's saying
+2.
+3.
Let me just look at the
So that
mechanics.
doesn't sound right.
Nope. Bonus is 2.
Because it was +8,
What's it say now?
+3.
What did I?
What'd
Oh,
you do, Michelle?
it looks like when I dragged and dropped it in and you deleted the other one, it's just giving you your base bonus right now. But yeah, so give me a second. Why is that longbow? Stat. Okay.
Are you saying it's a +3 like on your roll or a +3 in damage?
Yeah, so the stat is... Okay, it's just included the +2 of the bow. It's not adding in all the other bonuses that are part of your stats and all that kind of thing to it. So, why is it only doing damage of +2? That should be... Stat is going to be dex. There we go. That's one part. 7, right? That's better.
If it's
7.
gonna be a 7, then I want my other one back because it was 8.
No, give me a second. But that's just your dex bonus +2. Where was the other bonuses you got for damage?
Not under W.
+2 because of my bracers of archery.
So that would be a total of
Damage.
plus.
Just a question for everyone else. Did anyone get anything that added resistances at all?
No.
I no, because I got a
It depends on how you look at it.
It was
I got the necklace of adaptation, which means I don't get affected by
A
poison.
resistance that like is in a tax or anything.
I was looking at boots.
Did the
but I
archery do the +2 to both damage and attack, or just to damage?
I think it was to damage only. I am trying to find it now. Bracers of archery. Oh, I'm in the delete mode. Bracers of archery. +2 to damage rolls on ranged attacks.
Oh, I know why. A longbow's... I know what's going on here. The longbow's not considered a finesse weapon. It is. But... So, sorry. You're... well, it is for my
How do
game
I
rules.
undo that?
I'll
I
fix
just
it.
All ranged weapons are supposed to go off of dex.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
but that's what's going on with this longbow for some reason is
What'd you
using
do,
your
Siren?
strength.
I think I just copied and pasted that. I'm gonna delete the other one.
So what were you saying? Sorry, I missed that. Kavina, what was the...
+2 to damage only.
To damage only, so we changed that bonus back to 2. But then we changed the stat to dexterity. There we go. That's looking better now, isn't it?
Yes. That's crazy. I don't even remember what my other one was, but that's crazy.
That's
Pretend
cray
like I'm
cray.
shooting
That's
stuff.
cray cray.
Okay. Just checking.
Wow, you get under a 10 and you almost get a 20 unnatural. Okay.
That's pretty awesome. I like that. Okay. So we need to buy a carpet. Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the goal.
How many does it cost?
It costs 100 diamond pieces. Right now we have 20.
Okay, I will give you 80.
Awesome. Lugnut now has a flying carpet.
So now we all can fly.
We can all fly.
All of
And-
us, other than all of our companions.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. But now Alphonse has a Vorpal longsword and an animated shield, and Lugnut has a shield.
It's basically Alucard.
Oh my gosh.
Can you add the shield
He
from
could.
Alphonse?
Oh no, Alphonse can actually hold that weapon two-handed style,
Exactly.
which does an extra die.
It does not. When you add the Vorpal longsword onto the thing, you're gonna have to manually
Yeah.
go in if you're gonna do it
Yeah.
two-handed.
Oh yeah, I have to do that with any weapon actually. If I do two-handed for it, I have to change that manually.
Because the normal longsword used to, at least
No.
when I was
I'm-
messing around in my own games, the normal longsword gave me both options.
Oh, all right. So where
don't-
is it?
I only have it listed as one. because
And
I
it's the
don't plan it.
4x6 again. If you want to make a note of that, I'm just putting it on your character sheet. Carpet. I mean, if I ever found a carpet that radiated magic, how many other things? Oh, there's 2 other things that a carpet could be. The one carpet of flying, and Rabbit, as Wind, discovered the other type of carpet of entrapping.
I did.
Get off, ew! He had like that wet cat thing afterwards. With all the
You said it
glue.
was a 4x10.
4x6. So if you click on the
4x6.
list of
Glad
stuff.
I moved on from Morgan.
It doesn't give us the various sizes. It just says
Oh.
4 sizes.
Oh, okay, yeah, 4x6, 400 pounds, which means in you and you could have a companion or someone jump on there as well, right? So,
If they're 150 pounds or less.
oh, that's true.
I think
But
that
it goes to
actually
half.
qualifies almost
Actually,
everyone in the
it can
party.
carry double that, but it's
It's just
moving at
slower.
half speed. Yeah.
I changed my mind.
What?
I want the haversack.
You want the what?
You do want the haversack?
I want the haversack, please.
Now, I would allow the haversack, because you've got a quiver. The quiver will hang on the one side, and the haversack will be on the other side. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, you have a haversack on the back and just hang the quiver across the front.
Oh, stop it! With your fanny pack. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I've been wearing a backpack and a quiver anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. The quiver's alongside of the backpack. So, yep, you want it? Can you afford it?
Wait! Oh,
That's
no.
25 diamond pieces.
Wait.
Do you need some money? I have some money.
No,
I have
I'm good on money.
161 diamond pieces. How much are the boots?
I'm Gucci on money.
How much-
Question would be,
By the
why
way,
can't
they're-
go
they're-
in the backpack?
He could,
Right.
but he might go.
No.
He
I'm
might
By
pretty
the
go
way-
sure you can't have living things in there.
Okay, first off, that's the image. It actually kind of looks kind of cool.
Oh.
Let me just drop that down a little bit so
Come
people...
with the flute? Is the flute like?
No, this is an example. It's like the example of what...
I feel like for that much money, he should.
I do love the artwork, though. The artwork's really nice for this.
It matches
Right.
my armor.
So
That's
here's
the
what we're
color
gonna do. We're gonna put like a little hammock in your bag for pie.
All right, give me that central pouch. Haversack with normal rules for interacting. Placing an object, retrieving an item from the haversack requires the use of an action. When you reach into the haversack for a specific item, the item is always magically on top. That's the difference. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you need, boop, it's there.
Because I know with
If a breathing creature is placed within the
Yeah.
haversack, the creature can survive for up to 10 minutes.
okay, well he stays in there
After
long.
which time it begins to suffocate.
Right, but I'm sure we can finagle that.
I'll make
for
like a
pie.
We
little
stuff
plate.
some on the
You can see
outside
the
of it
front
for
now.
him?
Well, no. Pie, like you know the edge of it. It has a couple little straps that he holds onto, and he sits like he's resting on the rim, and his feet are just resting on a little leather strap, so he's not falling into the pack. And if he does fall
We'll give
out,
him a little hammock.
He'll have like a whole play thing. He'll
Yeah,
have an entire
yeah.
like a cat
and you know what? For
house.
comic thing, he just pops his head out to breathe. You know, if the only time it would be if you sealed it and you were going underwater or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, so I'll get that.
but he wants to not pop his claws while he's in there.
Huh?
If it is overloaded or if a sharp object pierces or tears it, the haversack ruptures and is destroyed.
Well, luckily all the sharp objects are in my quiver.
Yeah.
If the haversack is destroyed, its contents are lost forever.
Although an artifact always turns up again somewhere. If the haversack is turned inside out, all its contents spill forth unharmed, and the haversack must be put right before it can be used again. Placing a haversack inside an extra-dimensional space created by a bag of
No.
holding or a portable
No.
hole
No,
or similarly items
no.
instantly destroys both items and opens a gate into the astral plane.
Let's go. We're going to the
No,
astral plane.
no,
We don't
No,
no,
any
no,
creature
no,
within 10 feet
no.
of the gate is sucked through and it is deposited in a random location on the astral plane. The
Let's do it. Let's go to the astral
The
plane.
gate then closes. The gate is a one-way and cannot
Be reopened.
one way only and cannot be reopened. We are not
Isn't it
getting
shocking?
jumped
Yes.
randomly into the astral plane.
So you want that one? So you want that, Sheila? We can fix that up for
It's
fun.
for 25 diamond pieces.
Yep. Damn it. I just did the inventory. So this is being a more relaxed, laid-back type of game.
I've
Woo!
already finished
I
my
don't know, I've
two
been feeling
effects.
some
So
stress.
I didn't get to stab anybody.
Oh,
I
don't
tried to
worry.
s-
We'll
I
make
tried
up
to
for
start
that.
combat, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to start combat before we did anything.
And if you've still got some bits and pieces, that's
I
about
need
it.
to find cookies. That's the only other thing I have on my list.
we passed
I'm
a
gonna
shop
buy
that smelled like sweets.
Yep.
No, but I was told
By the way,
buy a ship first.
by
Yeah,
the
but I'm
way,
saying we know where it is.
Sheila Bobby, if
Uh-huh.
you type the stuff that's in your
Yeah.
backpack under
Well, I never really did the backpack thing. I didn't quite understand. But I'm gonna
Oh.
do it with this one. I'm gonna put everything.
By
in
the way, if you start typing it in the location, I think it autofill it like after you
It'll
start.
if
it'll
you start
auto-
typing any item that you have in your inventory, it'll
It'll-
start autofilling, and you hit tab, and it'll just throw it in there.
Yep.
I have a question for you, Mitch.
Now, anything
Did you go through
that,
my
by the way, the
inventory and
was it?
everything carried again?
What's the size? Hold on. What's the weight? It will.
Oh, there it is.
It always weighs 5 pounds. So anything you put inside that sack, you can actually turn the icon to clear, meaning you're not carrying it, so it won't count as weight.
Oh.
See, and I'm trying to figure out if you decided to go in my inventory and put that back, because I did that. I've done that 3 times and it keeps going back to being carried.
Oh. Oh, you're doing that with your other stuff. Oh, your leather armor +1 is somehow inside your quiver. I might have dragged and dropped it in there accidentally. Or is that...
Oh, I probably... I was trying to do my longbow, so I probably typed in the wrong.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll get it out.
And that you do want to wear, because that gives you your bonuses.
Get out. Armor. Get out.
Is this the only place we could do shopping?
Oh, Ellie! By the way, I'm sorry, I've had windows up. Ellie, if you're talking about boobs, hold on a second. Hold on. I don't think you were in earlier. All right. This is Siren's character sheet here. Really, really nice.
I'm proud of this.
I'm very proud of this. Under appearance, like she had this in since the game started almost, right? And I noticed it a couple of times and I just laughed. But here we go. Appearance, huge boobs, and then the little ASCII characters for a pair of boobs right there, guys.
So are my special skills that
and
I got
under the main skills, special moves, orcish submission poses.
I read a book and I learned a lot. I would say Morgan didn't do nothing for me. Come in handy.
Boobs. So now you guys have got a ship. You guys have the means of travel, and you have the entire universe open to you.
I don't have new boots, so this guy needs to come up with.
Well, there were a pair, but they required attunement, and that's your.
I need to attune. I was gonna unattune to my boots with the fur and attune to those.
Well, if you wanted to, they would be boots of speed, and they would double your land-based speed.
I mean, do I need to be faster though? People can carry me. I can fly now.
Okay, so your options right now are those boots or no boots.
Now, take into fact, guys.
I'll take the speed boots.
If you want, you're spending all this big money. If you want to design an appearance for your character, it's only going to cost you about 100 gold for fancy clothes.
All my clothes are fancy, and they're always fancy.
I don't know. You're probably wearing the same suit of clothing that you had since,
Oh, no, I already have fancy clothes.
I got that manta ray cloak pimped. And
I also fancy clothes.
By the time we got our clothes pimped...
Oh, yeah, you already got your clothes pimped. That's right. You already had...
Shit! I have to get my clothes pimped so they match both the wings and the manta ray cloak because I'm switching between the two.
Oh, my gosh.
Nothing clashes.
See, here's the fun thing about black capes. They go with everything.
A specific style. And I need to make sure the rest of my clothes match.
Oh man, you've just given Pi so much fun now. It's like, is that a Bard in the box in there? A little, jewelry box chime going off in your backpack. Yeah, he's like listening, rocking back. Does that smell like smoke? Is he cooking in the backpack? He's got a little portable stove. Sorry.
Well, it said sharp objects can destroy it. It didn't say nothing about fire.
She's not wrong.
No, she's not.
Say anything about fire.
Speed boots, how much, and make them look pretty so they match my outfit. Thank you.
And this is the Black Friday episode. There we go. So
lace and change.
Now, not to worry you guys as players. First off, I do believe with the 10. Give me a second. When you're tracking it, probably. I do believe we're 2 of 4. Yeah, 2 of 4 should be your experience level. No, did you update it from last time, or is it 3 of 4? If you guys go to your main character sheet, where you've got your ranger class.
Yeah, I'm not playing with that anymore because the one time I was dragging it, you told me I was wrong. So we
actually got the.
We bumped up to level 10 after after episode 7.
So 8, 9. So it is 2 of 4. It is 2 of 9, 10. It's 3 of 4. It is 3 of 4. So yes.
3 of 4.
So effectively, at the end of next game, you guys will be pushing into another level for your characters. Yay! And also, not to worry you, this is 10. There's 2 more episodes until the season ender. and then the last book. As you can get a feel, now that you've gotten out here, the next book is all about you guys in space.
Question though.
Yeah.
Since we're giving the Vorpal sword and the animated shield to Alphonse, can you drag his shield onto my thing?
Oh, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. It's just a regular shield that he's got. So you can just grab a regular shield.
I didn't know if it was special or anything.
No, it wasn't. It was just his mace that was special.
No, we
would
would have bought a +1 shield, but they didn't have one.
Yeah. So yeah, Kavina, I'm just inside that one for you. So 3 of 4. So make sure that's under that. Again, I just did it for you because I was looking at your character sheet. Effectively, if you go to the main page and where it says class and level, there's a little magnifying glass. You click on that, and then it's got XP and next level. It should say 3, and the next level is 4, as we're doing a session-based experience here. All right, and anyways, thank you. This was more of a casual sit-down, us chatting and all that.
Did you give me my boots and I need to give you the money?
Oh, take off the 25, and I shall give you the boots. Go for the boots. Alrighty. And where are you, Lily? Items. Oh.
And how do we know which? I just equip them, and that's how we know I'm attuned to those instead.
Yeah, effectively. That I don't think there's a proper thing.
No proper way to on the character sheet to track what you're attuned to at one time.
Yeah.
I just have them wearing it or not wearing it.
That would work.
That works as long as you remember in
Yeah,
future.
as long as you remember.
Now hold on a second. Your boots with fur also require attunement, but that's the type of thing you're gonna know. Am I gonna be in a cold environment? No. So you can unattune and then attune to the other boots.
And then I can stay attuned to my wings, but put the manta ray cloak on when I need to.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep.
And take it off, but still be attuned to that.
Or, it's a cloak. I could argue... Actually, it's a hoodie cloak versus a manta ray cloak.
Can I wear both?
You could, but it'd get really warm.
No. One item per slot.
I know. Though, in real... watch, I can illustrate right now. I'll put on a couple of cloaks. The fact I have cloaks, that's just another story. But...
I mean,
I
I can
know
put
you
on
have
multiple
Yes,
hoodies.
cloaks, okay.
Exactly. Come on. Yeah. Doesn't everyone?
Oh, boots of speed. There they are. Let me equip them. All right, I'm attuned to the boots of the speeds. Actually, let me put a little note on here so I know what items are attunable.
Vit, what's your base speed?
50.
I don't
Okay.
know, but it's
So
fast.
you're the same speed as me, but you're able to use your cat.
Your speed is
bullshit.
30. Now, taking a fact, I'm not going to change your speed because you have to activate them. And remember how you activate your boots.
No place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Oh God, I have to do that. Okay.
No, you don't have to say that.
You have
Well,
to say
actually,
exactly that. Every time you run, you have to keep saying it.
so next week we'll let Rabbit DM for a bit, and you get to snow.
See, I was thinking more along the lines of you start running, you just start screaming, "Run, Forrest, run!"
That would be better.
That would be.
I like it.
Alrighty.
All right.
I've never seen that movie, by the way.
That
It's
doesn't sound
interesting. I'd say it's interesting.
Can I call
So-
these boots with the lace?
good. Technically, I won't move faster than you until 14th level.
Yeah.
Unless I choose to get the mobile feed at level 12.
What if I decide to get mobile feet at level 12 since I don't need to bump up my con anymore?
But it is kind of cool that you all have the ability to fly in case things get
Okay,
bad.
so you see what happened here was that you gave us, in the video games where you're like, oh, cool, stash of cool items. You know what's coming next?
Dude, we're gonna be space pirates. Lots of things are coming. Okay. Get ready, space cowboy.
See,
But
as
I
soon as he
swear,
told
if
me,
you destroy my ship, I will figure out a way to get a cold ring in this game.
see, I as soon as he told me that there was a ring of psychic resistance,
And
I
I've
was-
also mentioned Illithid and a few other things a couple of times.
Yes,
well, no,
you have.
I'm just saying the fact that you gave me an item that gives me a psychic resistance when the
Oh,
only
yeah,
resistance I don't already have.
Yep.
Right, but
I
it's
made
like
an orc. I
all
made
of
an
them.
orc barbarian, same class, and that was it. All I wanted was that ring, and I'm set. Yep. So that
See, I
you
also
realize though,
looked
you realize
into
what that means when that horde of creatures come rushing over that deck. We're going to expect you to stand there and take it for the rest of the group as they shoot them.
That's fine.
You know what I mean? You're
That's
the
fine. My belt of dwarven
See,
kind
you're
also
the
gave me
stand there
+2
and
in my
take it,
con.
whereas Rabbit's character is the Ginsu spinning blades type of routine. If you
See,
think about it.
See, I'm at a 20 AC now because of the
Oh,
shield.
Just now?
Huh?
Just now?
Yeah, because I have a shield now.
Oh. I
'Cause he
can't
doesn't-
use a shield, but I'm at 20 AC now too.
But you add your attribute. No wait, doesn't
He adds wisdom.
So
I add
do you.
con.
con? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I
My
just
belt
realized, yeah.
gave me more con.
Sorry.
So you were only
I was at 18 con.
What's the bonus?
It's
So-
a +2 to con.
Do you realize any
maximum
magic
20.
item? Oh wait, no. I
It
think it's
says
only
the
the books.
maximum of 20.
Yeah, it's if you ever get the tomes that boost your attribute, that's the only way your attribute besides
Yeah,
other
but
stories.
I was at 18, so a +2 puts me at 20,
Yep.
which means I can start boosting my 16 decks.
What about the beard or facial hair thing?
It says if able, you have a 50% chance if able. I am not able to grow hair.
You know, he could grow
Sprouts.
like
I was
big
thinking little
sprouts.
roots kind of
Like,
coming down. he looks like a treant a little bit going on there.
It also gives me poison resistance and advantage on saving throws against poison, which
The advantage is good. You can't double up, unfortunately, on resistances.
well, I know, but I mean that's a resistance that I don't have to be raged for.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
But I'm like, do I really
You're a
need that?
construct, you're not affected by poisons anyways.
That's the thing. I looked at it. Living construct is immune to disease damage or diseases. It's not immune to poisons apparently.
You can poison a plant. That explains a lot of the plants that died in my house.
Right? But you can't poison a dead plant because it's dead.
True. They need
I
that
don't know,
water
I
thing
just-
a lot more
I
than I
just-
thought.
I looked into I was looking at that. I'm like, okay, yeah, the +2 con is nice and all, but do I need the resistance to poison? So I looked it up and it's like, oh, I don't get anything against poison for having living construct.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Next week, you'll be flying out of port with a new ship, which will be exciting. Do you have any idea what you're doing next?
Going treasure
Looking for
hunting,
Eddie and
obviously.
finding ghost ships.
Also, by the way, we don't need to roleplay this much. You've got a giant port of call. If you wanted to grab some outfit ideas, some food ideas, or whatever, little bits and pieces, just let me know in the DMs. And this is the opportunity for you to grab other bits and pieces. If you've got a copy
I
of the
want all the food.
Cookies.
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 Oh,
more
you,
cookies.
Pie's face. Looks at your backpack.
You know how many cookies you could put in your haversack?
Beep, beep,
Come on.
beep, beep.
No, don't.
Wait, do they stay fresh? I have
No.
They're in an extra dimensional space.
Excuse me. I have to argue that yes, it's an extra dimensional space, so it's like a little bit of a freezer, or you
No,
know.
because there's air. The things that make things go bad is
But only for
air.
10 minutes for what's his face, so pie, so like
Maybe
Yeah,
20 because he's
he
small.
runs out of air after 10 minutes, so does the cookies.
Cookies don't breathe. Or if the cookies breathe, you're doing it wrong.
Or space.
But
We
if
could get some
if the-
fucking freeze-dried, freeze-wrap shit.
The
to,
question
like,
is though, if it says it gets 10 minutes to breathe, if it goes in there, does that mean it's creating its own little air pocket that
Warforged
lasts 10 minutes?
resilience. You have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, and you have resistance to poison damage.
Me?
Oh,
Yeah.
excuse me.
I
This
added my
is-
own powers. Okay.
This is the Warforged kit before Warforged Eberron came out.
Yeah.
Well, you're screwed then.
It's in this Starships and Sorcery notes.
Yeah, it's the race in the Starships and Sorceries notes.
Yeah,
that
why,
was
that's
done
not why I had to
before.
double check it, Vit. It's
Yeah, because he actually likes my version. There's a couple of things that does, you know. But... All right, guys. So everyone have a great night. I hope you're enjoying the weekend. Cyber Monday. Oh my gosh. Anyone here
I have
turned
an
off
entirety
Steam?
of Monday off.
apparently everything on my wish list apparently is on sale. Who'da thunk, right? And there's a bunch of stuff.
Money on clothes.
Final Fantasy, Siren, Zodiac Age. How is that one? I just realized that's a whole new game, isn't it? Or was it a mobile?
I don't know about the PC version because Square Enix and PC ports, but it is amazing. I've enjoyed it. Many people who didn't like the original version have enjoyed the new one. I actually have always liked.
Wait, is the Zodiac Age the one with the wizards and the ships? Or am I wrong on that one?
The bunny chick, the money chick, the space pirates, Valkyr and Fran.
I like the look of the ships and everything like that. That would be Spelljammer. Okay, just to let you know, those type of flying ships, that'd be Spelljammer too. You know, it's like.
Oh yes.
But yeah, I saw that. That's on sale. And
Also,
I
you
highly
can't just say
recommend-
airships about a Final Fantasy game.
Version.
Yeah.
Because they all have airships.
They do. Yeah, they do. Even the first Final Fantasy 1, I wanted to get that ship so I could go across the map a lot easier. And 10, as soon as you get that thing opened up, it's like, okay, where do you want to go on the map?
If you like airships, let me bust out.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
This is 3 volumes of Amano Final Fantasy art.
Oh,
There's a lot
my
of airship art in here.
Oh my god. That's the one artist that does all... Okay, I just need the artist's name.
There's 3 volumes of it. And they're very heavy.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, I think... Well, Sheila Bobby's done more than just a pumpkin. She's actually just vanished. We missed it. We scroll it and there's just like this... And she just disappeared. It's like... All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Hope you have a great night, and we will talk more. I'm still up in the air about my normal schedule, but I'm trying to keep my gaming ones, including this Tuesday. Let's see if we can put my Eberron back on the rails. Again, if any of you guys can't make it, it's all good. We'll just try and work on that. That being said, everyone have a great night, and I will see you when I see you. Check my Twitter. I will post usually when I do go online. And again, this has been Siren, Vitrabbit, the mysterious Sheila Bobby. I don't know why I'm pointing. This is not lining up with anything besides Lugnut's head. I'm just pointing at his head in different spots. And Lugnut. Hey, it worked for him. All right, guys, have a great night and take care.